And we are
that's a mental image I
live
didn't
on the
need.
internet.
Hi, internet.
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for stopping by for our little finale situation of our City of Mist campaign. Next week, we will also be doing a stream, but this one will not be like the game stream that we're doing now. It's going to be more of a, we want to talk to you guys some more thing, pick your brains a little bit.
Yeah.
But today, we wrap up City of Mist for now. For the games, we're still doing videos on that.
Chapter 1, we're wrapping up chapter 1, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, JD.
Something like that.
We're going to start working on the novelization.
Yeah, y'all have been around the block, been doing stuff. It's been a few weeks since y'all ran into your last assignment and did the handoff and everything. Y'all got paid. Y'all got some money. What are we doing with the money?
How much money are we talking?
A chunk.
Like, if you could put a number on it?
I want to say I did.
I think you said like 150K.
Yeah, I think
I was just trying to get trying to get a little more off the top, you know what I mean? Dip into that Brian Johnson grifting skills, you know what I mean? Call back to the video. Hey, Dekard.
Yeah.
We got some money, dude. Can we buy a new car?
Can I tell you at this exact moment, I honest to God don't remember who owns that car, so sure.
But weirdly enough, also at the same time, I feel like that piece of shit bucket has also kind of grown on me a little bit. Maybe we should keep it around, and then maybe we can go look, but I don't think we need to make any like hard promises just yet. You know what I mean?
I got some fungal spray if it's growing on you.
Gross. I heard they have penicillin for that.
Well, that's when it's growing in you.
Oh boy, that's a different medication.
Well,
I mean, well, right off the bat, dude, I think my suit's probably about ready. I don't think I've picked that up yet. I think it's time to go pick up my suit.
did you ever take the loaner back?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's go ahead and, nope. Oh boy, let's check out these late fees. Actually, just give me a minute. Goes into the computer, checks when the suit was due back. When was it due back?
It was a couple days ago.
I'm kind of like, man, that guy was super nice. I mean, if he charges me for it, I'll go ahead and take him.
Didn't you get like blood and shit all over that suit?
No, not at all, actually. I didn't even really get hurt. You're the one that got beat up by a lady in a cloak when she was running away. Who is... Man, I want to know more about her. She seems so intriguing. Man.
Yeah,
the
I
mystery.
wouldn't mind running into her again so I could beat the shit out of her. Wheezy little fuck.
Hey.
What? Who said that?
Aw, look at you. You're upset because you got beat up. That's precious. I could beat you up, too. I would try.
Now, I will say this. I give you that you get some good looks in.
I mean, you did lose, a priceless artifact that may give somebody certain powers and stuff. But, I mean, I'm not here to judge, right?
Dekard looks straight into his eyes and goes, I see into your soul.
I mean,
you should be ashamed.
Oh.
Shame.
Shame, shame, shame. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. Everybody in chat, let me know where the music's at. If it's too loud, I can adjust. I feel like it might be.
What you want?
Well, let's just. I'm really excited about this suit. So if we could go get that right off the bat, and then.
Oh, you excited about getting your long pants for the first time ever?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a real boy. Like I might get a date because I feel like I'm gonna be handsome. Look at this. See the smile? Dekard, look at me. You ever seen me glowing like this? I don't think so.
And then, are you going to put on your fancy new suit, or are you going to wear them shitty clothes you got on now?
Looks down. I'm basically just wearing a band t-shirt and some like jogger sweatpants. I'll think about it.
All right, let's go.
All right, go get in the car and head off to the tailor.
Okay. Yeah, you make it your way to the tailor. Everything seems normal. You go in. He's like, "Oh, you finally decided to bring back the suit. I hope
Yeah.
it's in good shape." As he kind of unwraps it and everything, and goes, "Oh, it looks fine. Okay, cool." And zips it back up, hangs it up, and goes over to the register and tallies you up and hands you the bill.
Look at it. How much more was it than what he had said?
Not much. A couple $100 for it being late.
Yeah. So I'll look at it and then I'll be like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll pay. I would imagine there's a way I could kind of do like a tipping or a gratuity, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and go like $300 above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wait.
say
Kinda looks
sorry,
at it and
sorry,
like-
I was late.
Hands you the receipt and everything. He's like, "There you go. Enjoy your suit."
I look at it and I'm like, Dekard, I got it. Here, you talk to this man. I'm gonna go get all sexified like. And I start whistling.
I look
I'm
at
so
the guy and go,
fine. And I walk off to the
that
fitting
suit's
room.
gonna help. That suit's gonna help greatly, but it's gonna take more than just that suit to make that jackass sexy.
Hey, Dekard, maybe it's too soon, but why don't you explain that to me, like, because of you and your wife, and you suck. And you just hear that from the back.
All right, well, when he comes out, tell him to have fun taking taxi.
Don't even hear it. And just inside, just like all happy, getting all dressed to the nines, even reach in my pocket, pull out a comb, and just start like doing my hair up all nice and neat like, and reach in my other pocket and pull out some Ray-Ban Wayfarers and put those on.
I walked while he's getting changed. Go, hey Kyle, that guy had a question. Let me see your phone real quick.
Why? Why do you want that?
He wants to see what kind of phone you had because he said got these little phone holster things that go on the inside of the jacket.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just slide it underneath, and the
Then
whole
they get
time
caught.
I'm listening at like I'm listening to my phone to see what's going on. But you don't know this.
That's it. And then I go get in the car and I drive off.
Oh, bummer. I'm like, and then you hear through the phone, "Hey, Dekard, where are you going?"
I'm going to McDonald's.
I'm like, I'm looking at it. I was like, I can see where you're headed, right? Is he really headed in the direction of a nearest McDonald's?
Mm.
I throw the phone in the back seat.
Ah, shit. And then I finish getting dressed and come out and walk out like, "Hey, D, if after you get your McDonald's, you want to come back and pick me up, or am I going to have to Uber it back to the office?" Just silence. There's no response.
About 5-10 minutes later, he pulls back up.
Get back in the car. I'm like, "Sup, sweet thing, you going my way?"
Not anymore.
I giggle and just get inside the passenger side. Oh man. Oh, dude.
All right, so where you did you want to go look at cars now?
I mean, we can. I mean, if that's something we want to do. I mean, look over at the odometer. How many miles does this bucket have on it?
Running.
Huh?
The odometer's broken.
Oh, that's not good.
The last time it said anything on it was 427,000.
I mean, maybe we should look for like a nicer place. Maybe that's a little bit more important. Maybe we should look for a nicer office.
Well, now see if you're talking about re-imaging, which is kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, like looking for a
Yeah,
rebrand here.
You get the new office, and then you show up in this thing. They're gonna be like, "We might have made a mistake."
Oh,
So-
okay. So like car and then office?
I say small adjustments. Maybe we get a fern for the office, and then we maybe look at a car or get this one at least fixed.
But we're
A little bit more
rich.
classy.
But
Nope,
we're rich. We have like $150,000.
which is a decent amount of money. It ain't a huge chunk. Not for all the stuff you're talking about doing.
What if I could? Kind of leans back and it's like, what if we want more?
I mean, situationally, I don't have a problem with that, but how do you mean more?
See that ATM right there?
Nope.
I'm pointing right
theft.
at it.
Nope. That's theft. You're not allowed to take it. But if you wanted to, I don't know, invest it, and then we made more money that way, I'd be all right with it.
So you mean invest money in stocks that I'm going to attempt to control, which is still theft?
Look, all right. No, because I don't want you to do that. I
Oh.
want you to do market research.
Oh.
Not me to-
Oh. I'm just looking for the easy comeuppance, man. This is...
I know, and they come with downsides of jail.
If we get
And you
caught,
got a
dude.
sweet,
Like, if
you
we
got
get
a
caught.
sweet mouth. You're
I'm
do
not
some
going to
hard
squeal
time.
for nobody like a piggy, and I don't hear any banjos, so I need you to drop that right now.
I'm just saying, you're not gonna hear banjos. You're just gonna hear dryers.
Oh, dear. Man,
They're
I've
gonna
watched a
give you
lot
that.
of Oz. I know where you're going with this.
They're gonna give you the, oh, what happened, Step Sis? Let me help you.
Oh, no, step bro! Look over at Dekard, I'm like, you watch porn.
Is that what that's from?
Ah! You know, while we're on this topic, and then we can move off of it briefly, D. And as I'm going through, I'm punching in just like random car lots nearby and just set the GPS. Like, you know what's really interesting? Like the fact that it's a meme because it is basically the dominant
thing.
form at this point, which is I'm not here to kink shame, but you know what I mean? But anyways, pull up to a car dealer.
What kind of car dealer?
We're gonna go to like a used car dealership, somebody that's gonna have like your Hondas, your Toyotas, because they just last longer.
Like a nice mid-tier.
If we're going mid-tier, I'd say we could look for a Lexus, Dekard. Lexuses are pretty nice. Or an Acura.
That would be accurate.
Hey, yo. So that's what we're doing.
So yeah.
Pull
Yeah,
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get something in a svelte blue, maybe, kind of midnighty.
Kind of stand
Not
out
black.
there and feel awkward at this point because knowing how car dealerships are and everybody's a shark, not being approached makes me feel very weird and uncomfortable. Is there anybody here? Nobody's coming out,
I mean, it's a Sunday.
but they're not closed.
I mean, the lot's open if you want to drive through and look around and everything, but nobody's there.
Are they really closed on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Look at my phone. Does that hour say they're closed? But I bought my car on a Sunday.
Or maybe this guy should not on a Sunday kind of deal.
Is it privately owned? Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll drive up and down or get out of the car. I mean, we can drive either way and just kind of go around, check out prices on cars, and see what we find. What do we find, Mr. MC?
I don't know. You found a handful of different things. You found a lot of stuff.
If we're looking for a blue car with 4 doors, what if we just say fuck it and we just say, what if we find like what's a good one? Dekard, what are you looking for, man? What do we want?
Well, because of our nighttime activity,
Something in black? Something dark?
something spacious because of my particular ailment.
It's like a minivan? You want like a minivan?
Ooh, let's get it like an actual van, like a with the captain seats that swivel and
Ooh,
we put
ooh,
surveillance
ooh.
equipment
But
in
on the
back.
side, can we put like something really cool where I got it. So we're gonna get like one of these old vans, right? Like an 80s style, and then we're gonna have somebody airbrush us on the sides like superheroes, right? And it's just gonna be gaudy and it's gonna be great.
I got a better idea. We get on the side of the van a fictitious undercover like appliance repair company so that we can scope out places and not draw attention.
That's not fun.
Well, the name of the company is Help Me Debrough Appliance Repair.
And are we gonna have somebody stuck inside a dryer?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Got it.
How would you? I'm sure there's something you could do with the sliding door on that.
Yeah. Like with a slider. And I feel like it should just be called Help Me Bro. That's the name of the appliance fix company.
You know, in hindsight, this sounds like a terrible idea. Let's just look at it.
Yeah, this could be very bad. I see where you're going with it.
Maybe we can look into buying 2 vehicles, like a utility vehicle for undercover work, and then like our usual driving around car.
So if we're going to look for something just like a cliche kind of like stakeout van, right? Something like that. Like just a plain black van. They got any of those here?
Maybe just like an
looking around the
SUV or
different
something.
places through town and that part of town and everything. Yeah, you find one. You can
How
find
much?
one. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Let me pull up the Kelly Gray Blue Book real quick.
Let me grab some percentage here.
Well, that's not encouraging. Percentile. It's run by the mafia,
Okay.
taking cut off the top.
For the ones that you find, you don't find any of them that are in. Like most of the ones you find are pretty on the newer side. They have a few thousand miles on them, maybe.
We're like looking for
Couple of
that, like what are those, the E150s or whatever they're called, those
Yeah.
cliche vans.
The Ford commercial utility.
Yeah.
They're running anywhere from 27 to 35,000.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
None of them are like they're all used, but none of them are in bad shape. None of them are above like 50,000 miles or anything like
Okay.
that. They're all.
I mean, I'll go ahead and I'll write that down. I don't know where my pen went. That's unfortunate. I really don't. Crap. Oh well.
Then I want to look for the closest thing this lot has to a Ferrari.
Find an Acura R8.
Well, I just had a dumb thought, but it'd be fun. Get the Hollywood top cut on it and be like Magnum PI. Get
Okay.
that bright ass red.
But like, you were just yelling about me about spending money on places, and you're trying to spend. Looks at the price tag, waits for the price tag on what it is he's looking at.
Yeah, we're
So
just looking
have a
and dreaming.
couple things. They have a DeLorean.
Oh, Dekard!
Pass.
Dekard!
Pass.
They have a Pontiac Fiero,
Oh!
and they have a '90s era Camaro.
Ooh,
What's the price tag
Now
on
we
this
got-
Camaro?
we got contenders.
None of it's above 20K.
No, just fancier buckets. Hey, Decker, looks like we can get 2 cars for. I mean, I could probably swindle these guys down to around about 50 in total for both.
You know what I say? That DeLorean's in good shape. Maybe we do that, but we get the 1980 like the Back to the Future fucking shit put on the back of it.
Oh no, I'm all for taking this and turning it into a kit car. Yep. Just so you know,
Well,
these things get like 1 mile to the gallon.
Yep.
It's also made entirely out of steel.
Which is part of why it gets 1 mile to the gallon.
Because it's so heavy.
It weighs a metric ton.
And I look at
Okay.
Deckard and I'm like, and I look around. Is there anybody here?
Not really.
So I get in the
Pretty
car
rare.
and I'm kind of
Yeah,
just
let's
like,
get it.
Deckard, and then we can do this. And then I'm going to sit there and then I'm going to try to make it float.
I mean, you can try.
Yeah. I'm going to try.
I don't know what we would qualify that as a move, but
I mean, I guess it's just I don't know.
I'll change the game.
Change the game? What
If you
advantage
get
am
a
I
bu-
giving myself?
We'll say
around.
if you
Sneak
change
around.
the game. Change the game, but you got to get above a 12.
Okay. Above a 12? Oh, because it's so heavy?
I was gonna say sneaking around because then you don't have to run the engine. He just makes it fly.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm basically just trying to make it float.
Change the game.
Okay.
If you can get above a 12, I'll give you something for it.
All right. Let's see what we can do here.
I'll give you a story tag if you can get above 12.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be tough.
You're gonna be dumb.
Yeah, this is gonna be hard. I'm only gonna get a. This is gonna be tough. I'm only getting a +2 to this. Before I do this, are there any negative repercussions in me failing, or it's just not gonna work?
It's just not gonna work.
Okay. Here we go. Trying to float the DeLorean.
It doesn't work because he crushes the car, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta go."
I got a 6.
Got a 6.
Yeah.
You feel it kind of do the like almost like it kind of comes up on the shocks a little bit, and you can feel it kind of lift up, and it's lifting up one side more than the other.
It's like, ah!
And Dekard's sitting there, he's like, no, and then you're like, what? And it drops back down.
And it hits the ground. I get out, and it's like, son of a bitch, and I start pacing back and forth, right? And as I start pacing back and forth, like Dekard, you start to see me start to blur a little bit, and I start going faster and faster and faster till basically all you see is basically just light going.
Boy, are you on the crack?
What are you talking about?
Because you're getting all twitchy and turning into light and whatnot. And I assume that's what
no, dude.
superhero
What?
do.
So check this out. So the other day when I was at the gym, right? I was running.
You go to the gym?
Yeah, man. I told you we've been through this. You don't have to be a jerk. I try to keep my body looking good. You feel me? And I was like, watch, dude, check it out. Yeah, so I don't know what happened, but somehow I kind of picked up this ability where, like, I can move a little, well, I mean, not a little faster, but I call it riding the lightning, right? You get it? You see where I'm going with here? Yeah. So I was like, watch, check it out. And then I'm like, look around, and then I just bolt around the whole thing and do, like, one quick lap, and I'm back in, like, what seems like almost instantly.
Well, that I guarantee, I give you, was quite different.
Yeah, it's really cool. I don't know, like the electric thing in me is starting to, I don't know, like it's adapting a little bit. It's changing, and this is something that I just really got, honestly, just like last day or so. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, all right, Barry Allen, let's just calm down and go get some food.
I don't know if I'm that fast, but thanks.
That's what your girlfriend said. Hey, oh, got him.
That's accurate. That's, you know, it's a real disorder, all right? I'm working on it. It's a thing, and she told me she loved me anyway.
That makes it for the wife crack early, you jackass. Get in the car.
All right, man. All right.
All right, so I did not actually go to get McDonald's.
Where'd you go?
I just drove off. Because I'm a little bit petty, and I admit that. But that's beside the point. Well, let's go get some
Oh
food.
my god, bro, you're growing as a person. It's so cute.
I know I haven't tried to throw a millennial through a plate glass window in a while either.
Yeah, so does that mean you're trying to go get some food?
Yeah.
Do you think
it's weird that the not throwing a millennial through the plate glass circled back around to getting food, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm technically a millennial. I mean, I'm not mad about it. But yeah, let's go get some grub. And then do you think we should call our man, Mr. Brown, and see what's going on? See if they figured out what happened at the building?
And where the hell my size changing clothes are? Yeah, we should definitely do that.
All right, yeah, let's go grab some grub, and then we can contact this dude. What are you in the mood for? You want some tacos? Want some burritos? Want some pizza?
Want some Thai?
Oh, I do like Thai. Yeah, let's get some Thai. Pull in the GPS, go get some Thai food. And that's it. And then while we're sitting there ordering, go ahead.
It's sitting there like eating pad Thai. I'm like, can I get my Thais to go? Is that a thing?
I mean, you might be able to order them, but I think it's against the law to take them to go.
And the law.
Mm.
Do you think that'll play?
Mm-mm.
Pull up to the window. All right.
Mm-mm.
2 pad thai. Let's go.
I do. One with tofu, please. One with tofu.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. 2
I am
tofu.
the law.
I am the law.
Somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
So, anywho. All right, we'll get that. We'll go back to the office. You need to go ahead and call Agent Brown.
Cool. On the way
On
back to
the
the
way.
office, yeah, you don't make it to the office. He doesn't answer his phone, but as you start to pull into your usual parking spot, parking your garage across the street, as you start to get close, you see this glow in the sky. As you start to get close enough that it's in view, the office is on fire.
So we're okay. We're not inside the office. That would be weird. Switch back. Dekard, we got problems, bud.
What floor is the on fire? Or is it just like all through the building at this point?
At this point, it's all through the building. Where, looking around after you pull up and get out and talk to the fire department and everybody that's there, it started on your floor.
Well, damn. All right, I'm gonna kind of sneak off to the side, and I'm gonna try and change the game and manipulate the fire out. But I want to try and suck all the fire into my body.
That's a lot of fire, but okay.
It is a lot of fire.
That'd be.
Or do you want me to run it as face the danger and take a risk?
I mean, you could change the game. It would depend on how much juice you spend on, or how much juice you spend on it, as to how much you could suppress the fire.
Oh, I don't have any juice.
So it'll depend on the roll.
You get
Okay.
juice for the roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
based on however much your power is.
Nine.
Okay, so it's what was your power?
Combination of fire manipulation and indestructible body. So I'm trying to draw it into my body.
Pushing yourself to the limit of what you feel comfortable with at the moment, without revealing too much, without going into your bone daddy form and all of that. You're able to keep it from spreading while the fire department works to put it out. You're essentially able to contain it to where it is, and you save the rest of the building, but it had already taken over, I would say, 3 floors, including yours.
I'm like,
Mhm.
and I'm looking around, wondering where Dekard went. Do I see him off anywhere?
Looking around, you kind of pull back from the group and do a little bit of a scouting. You see him off in the corner next to the building in the alley, kind of doing this.
I'm gonna walk over there
drawing
to him and be like,
energy.
Dekard, what are you doing?
Hang on, real quick. Can I throw one more power on that? Because I have one called Containing the Surge, which is specifically about stopping out of control of power and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it'd be the same thing.
Okay.
Or no, that'd be at a 10.
Had to give
so
it
it'd
10.
you-
Yeah.
Well,
Couple
I was gonna
extra
walk
times.
over there, and while you're doing that, I want to ask you what you're doing.
Concentrate on stopping some fire from burning down the building.
Wait a minute, I want to look around too, and I want to use my magnetism to try to put a field around that, and I want to give you a help point, so that goes to 11.
Yeah, instead of it taking, another 30 minutes to an hour for the fire department to put it out, with you suppressing it and you putting this containment field around it to kind of more or less snuff it of oxygen on top of
Mhm.
that, it goes out within 5 minutes of y'all doing this.
Oh man, that was gnarly. I guess we should go talk to people and see what caused this. Wait a minute. Looks over at Dekard. Crosses my arms. Arson?
I mean, unless we have faulty wiring or something, yeah, I would go with arson.
Seems a little too convenient. All right, let's go ahead and talk to the emergency service beeps. Walk over and start talking to one of the firemen.
Yeah.
Excuse me, dude. What happened here?
Had a fire break out. We're not sure yet. We haven't been inside to investigate. We're just now getting it under control.
This is this building right here. Floor. We point to our floor. That's mine and my buddy's office. We're PIs. Are we allowed to go in?
Right now, we'll have to ask you to wait until we can make sure the building's safe to enter and the fire has done no structural damage.
All right. I kind of back off and kind of like, they won't let us in, Dekard. If we want to go in, we're probably going to have to go around back. I mean, looks like fire escape looks like it should be intact. I mean, we can try that. It's on the back of the building.
I want to roll a convince real quick.
Mhm.
I point down the street and I yell, "Why has that baby got some fire?"
I'm like, what?
I rolled 11 on convince.
I literally look at Dekard and I'm like, what? Like trying to wrap my head around this. Like, what did he just say? And I'm just like, look, I'm like, what's he pointing at?
I don't know. Like everybody does the exact same thing. Everybody's like, "What did he say?" And they start looking, trying to figure out, and they completely are distracted by this. What the fuck is he talking about? And trying to figure out what he was looking at, but
I just walk
There's
into the building.
Yeah, I'll just
nothing
go
there,
with them,
but-
I guess.
yeah, it's enough of a distraction that they just walk in the building, but they're still sitting there going, "What? What? More, just
I'm
another-
like, hey,
I don't-
Dekard, there's bound to be, as we're going, it's like, there's bound to be some smoke in here. Is that something that you can breathe? Is that a thing?
I mean, I should be fine. I don't know about you.
How can I work this? That's actually a really good question. On my way out, like, I guess on our way in, I'm just gonna, as we're walking by, I'm just gonna grab a, try to grab an oxygen tank out of the back of a truck while everybody's kind of just confused. Can I do that? I got a story tag. Cool, sweet. All right, I'm like, Dekard, I am your father. Actually, Dekard, I am your dirty daddy.
You know, you can put a fancy ass suit on a jackass. He's still just a jackass.
I mean, that's true. Oh, I'm about to, man, I'm going here in my fancy new suit. So all I do is I basically like, hang on a minute. And I just put like a shield over my body so particles just bounce off of it. Just keep my suit fresh as we walk into the building and head up to the office.
Moving up to the building, you get up, start getting toward the office. As you start getting into the different, or into the floor before the office, you start seeing some soot and stuff on the wall. The floor, as you make your way up the stairs, the top of the stairs is charred. It looks like the fire was going up and not so much down, because obviously, but definitely started on your floor. Had it had enough time, it would have worked its way down as well.
So it looks like it started on our floor. Is there anything, can I roll an investigation to see if there's anything that would say it started in our office?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd like to assist with that because I have arson investigation.
Ooh, I'll get a
Yeah.
+1. Thank you. Let's see here. I don't, let me see what I got here. What powers do I got? I'll get maybe a 1. Yeah, I'll just get a 1. So +2 on top of whatever I roll. That's a 9?
Okay. Making your way, looking at the floor, you don't see anything in the hallway. You don't see anything around the stairwell.
I'll go ahead and I'll get the clues are fuzzy.
Being familiar with the floor and everything, and not really wanting to invade on anybody else's privacy, with all the doors being closed, you can make your way to the office. The door itself looks like where the soot is and the different lines in the soot and that kind of stuff. It all looks like it came out of the office. There's a distinct concentration on the office that's been spread out from.
Yo, D. It looks like the fire definitely started in our office, man. Just like the way the burn marks and the soot and stuff are coming. So I'll meet you back in the main office. See what you can find in there. I'm gonna keep poking around out here a little bit, and I'll be there in just a couple minutes. I'm just gonna kind of walk down the hallways and stuff and see if there's anything out there while he's digging around inside.
All right, I'll go in there and start CSI in the office.
When you go in the office, it's essentially a one-room office. It's a big room, but it's both of y'all's desk, and then you have a smaller room for a bathroom and a smaller room for just storage and everything. Whenever you walk in, both of the desks have been pushed together to where essentially you two are facing each other, but it's right in the middle of the room, straight in front of the door, and with chairs on either side. But right in the middle of both of the desks, you see one of the Joker cards leaning up against a lamp that's been set on the desk to support it. The whole office is just black with soot and burn. Everything's trashed except for the card looks brand new, sitting in the middle.
Okay. Son of a bitch.
Come back into the office. Hey Decker, did you find anything, man?
I just sit up, hold the card between my two fingers, and show it to him.
Well, surprise me not, I guess.
I mean, not terribly. We have been kind of fucking with his plans, I think.
As y'all are standing there having a small conversation, you hear sirens. Not like police sirens coming up the street. You turn and start to head toward the door. The door opens up again. You see Mr. Brown standing there. He says, "Boys, we gotta go."
Yeah, agreed. Want to go ahead and do your little fancy magic door situation?
Grabs both of your arms and y'all are out.
Are we at the HQ?
No.
No? Okay.
Y'all are
Somewhere. Okay.
Random, different part of the city.
Okay. So
our friend's back.
Oh, I was afraid of that. I'm glad y'all weren't there.
Was that who was messing with the HQ last time?
From what we can find out, from what I've been told, yeah, he was the one who hit HQ as well. Minimal damage. He didn't get past the lobby, but we can't currently get into HQ now because he's still holding the lobby.
So you said that last time we spoke that y'all hadn't run into or seen this guy in quite some time. What would bring him out in the open like this? Obviously now, like, we can pretty much be rest assured that all these arson cases are directly having to do with him. So what would bring him out in the open like this? Do you have any leads?
Best that we know is just he has more plans for the city. He has an agenda again. He's off to try to do something.
Oh my God! Is he our first villain? And I just get all wide-eyed and I look at Decker and I'm like, bro, we have a villain.
I mean, I count Hood as our first villain, but you know.
I mean, I'm kind of sitting there, get a little soft. I'm like, man, what if she just really like misunderstood? You know? Anyway.
By the by, I don't suppose that a certain magic sword going missing might have anything to do with him coming out of hiding.
Depends on what the sword was.
Hunting?
I'll have some people look into it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We prevented the theft of Hunting and Riddle, but a dipshit named Hood stole Hunting and has Arthur's dagger. Carway.
You know, I've been thinking, man. So if we kind of just take her for what she said and everything, I'm like, at the end of the day, man, she didn't take anything except for that sword, and if we hadn't ran off, or you hadn't ran off to go chase her, she wouldn't have taken anything.
Well, in hindsight, dropping the sword probably would have been a smart play. However,
I don't know, it's more of a diversion for sure. I still don't really understand why or what we were being diverted from. I don't know, man. It's still that feels very odd to me. Like, what if she was put up to it or something? I don't know.
I mean, she definitely took one of the swords, but the question is why.
Right. But like what I'm saying though is, if you kind of just look back at it, it's almost like that wasn't her agenda. Like she did it given the opportunity. But dude, if you hadn't given chase and we would have went back, it's like she would have just left and just taken nothing.
Well, I had to chase it. Again, the sword's not going. That probably right idea. But we had to chase it because she said she had something.
Right.
Hindsight, you're right. Had we not, she would have not taken anything. But that's anyway. So you want us to take a crack at getting in the building for you, or?
Well, we can. You should know the beacon and the way station have both went dark.
Yeah, there's a big
Like Dart
shock.
is, there's just no contact, or they don't exist anymore.
We don't know.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is these establishments, because I don't want to kill them, buildings, like almost these enclaves, I guess is what we could call them, is they have the ability to kind of just move on their own, right? They can be in different places. They move.
They can, but as I'm sure you've discovered, and whenever you're looking for one, if you know what it is, you can find it.
I mean,
And
well,
They're
Not-
gone.
not to put my nose where it doesn't belong. I'm like, but we do have someone here that is directly connected to one of the leaders of these establishments. Maybe we could look over at Dekard. I'm like, I mean, you could try reaching out, man.
We don't know if they've been hidden and the doors have been closed, or if they've been targeted like your office, but they're gone.
All right, to your mind, how exactly would this work? Do I just reach out and try and feel where she's at?
You try calling her, maybe.
Like actually calling her, or
Not like brain power. 'Cause I don't even know if you can do that. Hell, I don't even think I can do that. But I mean, with a phone, maybe, as lame as that sounds, or an email,
pull up-
something.
I pull up my phone and her last known phone number and check. Are you alive? Question mark. Weird emoji. Like trying to hit the right emoji.
He sends a
like-
shrug emoji.
Like,
You hit send. Immediately after you see it send, you get back an automated message that says this phone number is no longer in service.
yep, there you go. Remember, she came back, had been back for a couple weeks, didn't even bother fucking trying to touch base with me, so.
So, D, I know that you had obviously been in a super uncomfortable situation, and obviously, you know, that part of your life is very weird and very odd. Oh, the turtle! The turtle!
Fucking turtle.
But I mean, like, we didn't even really talk about it because I didn't think it was pertinent. But the more and more I see you kind of like detached and frustrated with the situation, I think it might be worth noting that the conversation I had with her when we were talking about everything, like she didn't seem cold or anything like that. That was just the way I was reading the conversation. She didn't seem like she was like, you know, detached, or if anything, I feel like she was concerned because when we would speak about you, that's the way I picked up the conversation. So, I mean, maybe there's something there too. I don't know, but I feel like if we want to, and I look back over Mr. Brown, if we want to figure out, if you even think it's important, what's going on with, you know, the way station and the bar.
You can
I mean-
find them, any information would be good. And then both of those places have a vast collection of significant relics
that
and artifacts.
Rooms with all the void stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
We assume that they've just went close shop, but there's a chance that they were both hit. You're not the only contact that we have that's been found. And he kind of pulls out this folder that's you notice that the papers are slowly starting to fill in the folder, and he pulls out like 3 or 4 pages, and it's these pictures of different offices and different buildings that have went up in flames in the past hour.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess, does that mean you guys have no leads, Mr. Brown, as to what or where this guy might be?
Not yet. The HQ was hit. The beacon went dark. Then the way station went dark.
Well, I mean, it goes with.
And then your office was the first one today, and now it's like you notice the folder is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
What do you think, D? What do you think, man?
I mean, we take a swing by the last location we knew of, both the beacon and the way station. See if we can't find anything. If not, we'll hit up headquarters.
We don't know exactly how to get to the headquarters.
Him.
We'd have to contact you, right? That's the only way to get there.
I'm along for the ride. I'd like to have some information
we'll
on the
leave.
beacon or the way station, either one, just to know if.
Oh, so you're gonna come with us?
He's gonna tag along. Yeah.
But
By the
when
way,
when y'all are ready, we can. There's a few back ways into the HQ, and the front door is not the only way in.
I'm like, man, as a techie, man, there's always a back door.
We going through what was there, Marcy?
I can get you in, but whatever you find in there, that's on y'all.
I mean, that's fair.
Understandable. And I would assume that you want no connections to this, given the fact that we do get in.
Oh no, that's no. I'm talking about HQ.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got you. You just don't want to go in the front door. Hey, we're here. Let's party.
No, getting in the other ways will take too much out of me.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
a much harder path to work.
Okay.
Think of it like taking a semi down a back road as opposed to just the freeway.
Yeah, it's more strain on you given the. I got you. It makes more sense. Kind of like me trying to lift the DeLorean earlier. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he's like, wait, what?
You notice that he leaves the building and walks outside. The hoopty's outside. And he just kind of looks at it and goes, "Y'all need to upgrade," and climbs in the back.
Hey man, we're working on it. We've got some ideas, and that's coming up soon. Go ahead and hop in the vehicle. Like, yo, Dekard, let's go. I mean, I guess we can just go check out the last location of the beacon.
Sure, let's go.
Yeah, you go to the last location. You kind of drive around the abandoned lots and everything. The old factories, there's nothing there. You go to the alleyway where the beacon was. There's nothing there. You start reaching out and it's like, you know what? This worked last time. I want to go here, and you start driving, and you drive around the city in circles for a better part of an hour, and there's nothing anywhere. Like you're not stumbling the right way. You're just kind of driving circles. It's almost like if it's there, it's moving rapidly, but it could just as easily not be there at all.
Is that just the beacon, or is that also the way station?
It's both.
I'm like, Dekard. So there's one other dude that we can go speak to that might at least be, and may even know. I mean, we can go talk to the tailor, man. He knew who the network was once we dropped that name. Maybe he knows where he might be, or a way to contact him.
Hey, Agent Brown, did the suit maker get hit?
Suit.
Good.
The tailor. Have any tailor shops been burnt down today?
Hope not.
Sitting in the back, and he kind of reaches over beside him into essentially his little briefcase and cracks it open and he pulls out the folder, and he's like sifting through it, and he's like, I don't see anything.
I'm on it, and I'm already punching in GPS and how to get there and driving back to the tailor.
It doesn't take too long. Y'all get back to the tailor. Everything seems fine.
I'm gonna go inside. I just get out of the car and just head inside.
Are you wearing the suit?
Yes.
Okay. Inside, you look around, you call out, and you go to you peek in the back room. He's not anywhere.
Hang on, I got an idea. I'm gonna reach out, see if I can't life sense.
You don't feel anything.
Is there anybody
Okay.
here? Hello? Nothing?
Nope.
There's nobody in the building.
Now,
Looking in the back room where he usually works, you see a stack of cards.
just like business cards?
They all have the Joker on them. feeling your suit, and you see this next to where his workstation, and like feeling in your suit, and you reach into the inside pocket and you pull out a card that's the exact same as the one in the office.
I'm like, well, Dekard,
That little son of a bitch him the whole time?
I don't know if it was him or this dude was taken. Is there a way to assess whether or not that the dude working at the suit place was him?
Giving
Can we do a flashback?
you can.
What do you think?
I don't want to burn it yet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Giving the information to Agent Brown, since he's there with you, and he's like, there's nobody here. This dude has all of these Joker cards and everything. What did he look like? Who is it? What did he sound like? All this other stuff. It's not him. He's just another person caught up in the crossfire like Jerome.
You get caught up in the crossfire.
Why leave the giant stack right here? That's the odd part. Like, what exactly is he?
I'm trying to think.
Do a little crime scene investigation.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could try to go through his order logs, like his ledgers and stuff like that, even the computer, and see if I can find any information regarding to how to contact Mr. Network.
Given that y'all are investigating from 2 different avenues here, I'll let you both roll independently.
Cool.
7.
I get to use some power here.
You don't see any signs of a struggle. You don't see any signs of anything. It's just like the dude it just disappeared. There's no blood anywhere. There's no markings anywhere. It looks like he just packed up shop and left for the day.
Interesting.
Back at the machine and everything where the stack is, you see there's a stack of them here. He's working on a suit currently, and he's already put one of the cards in the suit pocket on the inside pocket.
I got a 12.
You see, you're able to go through his ledger and find giant list of clients, giant list of new orders. Everybody from it's all monikers, the network, your name's in there, and it's he has a descriptor for you without your actual name on it. Everybody's essentially nicknamed in it. Everybody from the hood to the network to the mistress, everybody gets their clothes from him essentially in this underground, but
Okay.
Nothing stands out. There is no Lester like anything.
But here, let me kind of tell you exactly specifically what I was looking for. I was looking for a way to, after going through that, I mean, I can just ask this, I guess. Is there anything in there as far as contact information goes for network or hood? Or a way to contact them?
For the network, all of his suits are delivered to either the beacon or the way station. That's all it says on it. The hood, all of her clothes are picked up here. They're all in-house. There's no address listed.
No address, no phone number, no email, no nothing?
No. She does have a new attire, a new suit, a new clothing, whatever, on the rack. Like, you see that it was an order number and that it's finished and it's waiting pickup.
After I finish looking at that, I'm just gonna go look at that and let Dekard continue going through what he's doing.
Yeah, you unzip the thing, you open it up, and it's cloak, hood, essentially athletic clothing, but it's all very nice and very form-fitted and everything. You start searching pockets and you find a card in the pockets.
Another Joker.
Everyone that you open up that he's done in the past week has a Joker card in it.
I'm thinking. No way to contact the people that have place orders. They're just there.
Brown's up front watching the street and everything, and he comes in, closes the door, and he's like, "Hey, have y'all found anything?"
Yeah. Pull the Joker card out of my breast pocket from when I got the suit made and show him that basically every rack on, or every garment that's on this rack basically has them, and just say there's Joker cards all over the place, man.
Well, it's looking like he's back.
Yeah. Point of interest though, and I mean, if y'all fancy a stakeout, this garment right here, this is from the person that we started calling the Hood, the one that we ran into at the museum. This is hers. She's here to pick this up, or should be back to pick this up. What? Looking on the garment tag, when was it prepared?
Last night.
It was just finished last night, so maybe she'll be back today, and we can talk to her.
You know, there's nobody here. We can't find the beacon or the beacon or the way station.
So where else do our kind congregate in times of trouble?
As far as I know, I don't know of anywhere. The beacon and the way station are the only two I know of. I'm sure there's more, but we don't know.
Maybe I hate to again try to like pull that audible, man, but maybe she has information that we don't.
Who, the Hood?
She's I mean, I didn't even tell you, but this garment here, dude, this was made for her last night, and she should be back to pick it up.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, if shit's going down, I feel like word's getting around that things are getting wild in town.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, dude, I mean, what else do we have to go on? A stakeout? I mean...
Well, I mean, we could take a run at headquarters and then come back and see if she shows up.
But if we go and she could be gone by the time we get back.
Or we could have Agent Brown, maybe see if you can't get some field personnel to watch.
No disrespect, Mr. Brown, but seeing what this person's capable of and able to manipulate and stuff like that, do you even really have the personnel capable of maybe... I don't know if that's going to work. What do you think, Mr. Brown?
Could. Having HQ would make it easier. It's hard to organize whenever... I'm sure you noticed, and he pulls out his badge and everything, takes off the top and everything, the little light that would send out the beacon and the signal is dark. He's like, without HQ up and running, none of this stuff works. Caps it, puts it back in his pocket.
mean, if we don't get her today, we know where she gets her shit, so we can try and come back and catch her another time. Or leave her a note. Leave her a note saying, hey, look, we just want to have a convo.
You know what? I actually don't think that's a bad idea.
Probably less aggressive if we're not here than it's on her whenever she's got a chance.
I think I can put it in the pocket. I mean, yeah, I guess that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna say, all right, so while everybody's kind of getting situated to head back to HQ, I'm gonna basically just find a piece of paper somewhere and pull out a pen and write a note like, hey, this is Kyle. We ran into each other at the museum. A lot of shit's going off right now. I'm not sure if you're a part of it, but if you have any information or you're willing to maybe help us because ... I think you might be over your head in this as well, reach out. And then I'm gonna kind of close my eyes for a minute, and I'm gonna put my hand on my phone, and I want to create like a bogus phone number generated thing that I'm gonna write on there. I guess I can roll and change the game if you want me to. Okay,
that's within your means. You can make it like a forwarding number.
Yeah, and a bogus phone number that's completely off the record that she can contact. I'm like, this line is secure. Nobody's gonna blah blah blah, and
that's 100% within your capabilities.
Cool. And then I'll go ahead and fold it up and put it in the paper and kind of sit there for a minute and be like, fuck. All right, I'm ready.
Hold your breath, and he grabs both of you. Y'all poof out. When you come back in, y'all are in a dark room. It takes a minute for your eyes to adjust. Y'all are in the warehouse.
Which warehouse?
The storage warehouse that y'all were in before.
Okay.
13.
Essentially, the archives that y'all were in before.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm never gonna get used to that.
Now, is there like legitimately somebody in, or a thing, or a force
What do you mean?
in the lobby?
There's a. We don't know who's left, but there was a small contingent of his people that took the lobby.
So he has a squad? Or a goon
He did.
squad? Well, that would have been nice to know earlier. What do they look like? Who are they? What do they do?
From the information I got, they're just people.
Just normal people or us people?
Both.
Do you
Alright,
know
so
if
let's
they
go
have any
back to the
voids?
goals.
No, they don't have any voids.
Okay.
I know you're not particularly fond of it, but you got your gun on you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
It says even better. Pull it, like he walks. Does that come with me? He walks, and y'all are walking for like 2 minutes. He comes to a specific shelf, turns. You just notice he's starting to count boxes on the top shelf, and like he's even counting empty spots. And he goes that. He reaches
I
up
feel a
and
story
grabs the
tag.
box, pulls it out, puts it down, sets it on the ground, and everything. Opens it up, and it's like it's just armaments. It's pretty much whatever type of gun you could want that would be small arms.
So are we getting like, how is this going to work? How do we want to write this down? What do you want to call it?
Y'all are loaded up. Y'all have firearms if you want them.
I mean, I got my 45 on me, but
This is story tag weapons, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, "Are you sure?" And he pulls out essentially what is a P90, and is like, PWs work a lot better.
I mean, that's cool, and I just pick up a round and I hold it, and then I just do that. I'm like, I don't have a use for this stuff. And if anything, I think it's gonna hinder me. I mean, like for shits and giggles, I'll take some rounds and I'll just put them in my pocket.
I walk
He hands
over
you like
to,
3 magazines.
Cool.
I walk over to one of the research desks and pick up a box of paperclip and throw them to Kyle.
Now,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. I'll grab some paper clips and I'll just kind of stretch those out like straight and kind of like, yeah, this is more my speed. And then I kind of reach my pocket and pull out those 2 throwing knives that I've got and kind of sitting there. And then like, you kind of see me pause for a minute and kind of see me start to like hyperventilate a little bit. Like you can see panic on my face.
As he's finishing up getting, he's got to beat PDW. He took a sidearm with him and everything. He's taking a couple of little flashbangs out of the case and whatnot. And he says, "Dekard, help yourself, whatever you want." And he sees you kind of starting to a little bit, and he walks over and just sets his hand on your shoulder, and he's like, he doesn't even say anything. He's just clasps your shoulder and just kind of gives you a nod.
And this is Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I've never intentionally tried to hurt anybody like what we're gearing up for at this point. I've never taken a life, man. Like, even when I was in the bureau,
He kind of just squeezes a little bit, and he's like, "Just breathe. It's just another day at the office."
All right, man. Got some water or something? I'm a little...
He walks to the end, and they have a little water station set up every so often, and he just grabs a little thing, hands you a little cup of water, and he's like, "It's you or them."
Hey Kyle, you
Don't
freaking
hesitate.
out over there?
A little bit, man. A little bit.
All right. You were in the FBI, right?
Yeah.
You had to qualify on your sidearm. You had to go shoot the paper targets.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, yeah. Psychological,
just-
all that stuff.
It's just like that, except the paper targets shoot back. Get your head in the game. Let's do this.
Just with all due respect, D, it's not like shooting paper targets. These are living, breathing things. I understand what you're saying, but this is something that I'm just gonna have to adjust to on my own. Like, I was just a dude that banged away on keyboards and stuff like that, protected people through cybersecurity and invaded, other countries and other people's personal well-beings, but
I
it's
get that. So just
Taking
Mr.
those
like
Brown,
the army, aim low.
he's been fidgeting with a different box, and he stands up and he's carrying a couple different water bottles, and he hands both of you one, and he hands you a different energy bar piece, and he's like, "Come on, we got to hike."
all right. I'm just putting a note down here. Weapons +1.
So let's go get started. It's easier to getting back to the lobby is going to be a while.
Are we just doing a +1 on that story tag for attack? Cool.
Yeah. While y'all are walking, he explains that with them controlling the lobby, the people who didn't leave, which is upper management, they shut down the system. So HQ's gone dark, so you have to walk out to the lobby, which is a lot of stairs.
I mean, we walked out back this way before, so sure.
Oh no, before the building elevator was working. Y'all have to walk the stairs to the lobby.
Oh, that's right. We did take the little building later.
Yep.
You got like 40, 50 flights of stairs to do.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We'll get in there. Kyle and I'll start mixing it up. You try and get the system back online and get your cronies to come back in, and then it's a numbers game.
Wait, I wasn't under the impression that they're here. I thought they left. Are they still here?
They're in the lobby. They're holding the lobby. It's the reason HQ's dark.
Oh man. Okay.
They've made it into at least one of the
And I hold my
archives.
finger in front of my face like this. I'm like, focus.
They're in the lobby. They've made it into one of the archives because that's how they're finding everybody.
Okay.
So
That's how they found you.
here you go, Kyle. Here's what I want you to focus on. I'm gonna get in there. You just make sure I don't get any rats on my back.
And I look over, Miss Brown. You guys have a rat problem? Was that a metaphor? I've never heard that.
I mean, for a smart guy, he's pretty dumb, isn't he?
They'll learn quick,
All right.
or you won't. So y'all are walking. You're having a little bit of discussion. Y'all are bickering back and forth. You start to get up to a few flights left, and you see Mr. Brown kind of turn around and hold his finger up to his lips and keep walking. You eventually come up to an exit sign. The stairwell's been the yellow emergency flash every once in a while. That then goes back to like a red glow emergency lights, but it's been dark. You've come to a few exit signs, but none of them have been. They're all one-way opening to the stairwell.
Mm-hmm. While we're walking, just so you're aware, so I don't have to keep asking later. Whenever we come across or in the vicinity of, I want to just be aware and know whether or not this is a normal person or a rift. Because we are supposed to be able to know that. Unless
It's if you see it, you know, kind of thing.
okay.
The last 5 flights of stairs is all just complete silence. Eventually you make another flight of stairs and you see a door that looks different. It's an emergency exit door, but it opens to the outside. And he kind of just to the door, and he's like,
Said it's clear.
No. He's just like, watch the door because we're here.
Okay.
He motions to himself, and he's essentially going to post up on the stairs. That way, if anything tries to get past you or whatever, he's the last line. That way they
Okay.
can't get to the rest of the facility.
So then I'm like, do you want us to go out, or I know you're staying here, but do you want us to keep going?
All right, Kyle, you hold the door. He's your backup. You're my backup. I'm gonna go out there and start cracking some skulls.
He's got his hand on the lever on the door, and he goes.
And I'll just kind of sit next by the door.
He pushes the door, and he like grabs one of the flashbangs, and he tosses it in.
Is
I
there
wait
any
for the pop, and then I run in.
after
Okay.
the pop? Were there any goons that are caught in that bang?
You hear the pop. It kind of rings for a second. You hear a few people after it starts to come back out, and the ringing stops. They're like, "Oh, what the? There, somebody's fucking here!" And you hear some yelling and trying to get some disorganization, and a couple people trying to organize people and get people back up and on guard and everything. Whenever y'all rush in,
So after that flashbang, are there anybody that are going to be affected with a stun or whatever, or any type of status after the flashbang?
You two know.
But what about them?
Probably.
Okay.
I find the first guy, like I run in and I look for the first guy that seems like he's got his shit together, and that's my first target.
Running in, when you look up, you see the lobby the same way it was. You are off to one side, kind of the opposite of where the bathrooms were. On your left is the receptionist desk. You see the door behind them. It's all opaque and glassed out, and you can't see through it at all. It's essentially smoked out for some reason. You see the entry door. It's barricaded up with any kind of chairs or anything they could find. Barricaded on your side. The front door is completely closed. On the other side, you see the bathrooms, but there's nobody there. There's probably 6 to 10 guys milling about. They all, one of them is kind of up and kind of trying to reorganize people, but it looks like he's kind of doing this thing. Everybody else is like doing this and as they're trying to get their bearings back.
Okay, the guy that's calling out commands, I'm gonna run at him. Now I'm gonna pull out my gun and shoot at him.
Okay.
Uh, 8.
Yeah, he drops just you this rate.
Oh, 9. Sorry.
That's fine. This gunfire rings out, and you notice that everybody who's trying to get this ringing in their ears or they're flashed and everything, look, all kind of hear it and have a sudden coherence and look up to see their leader just drop to the ground.
Now that I have everybody's undivided attention, you shitheads want to put your guns down, and I will be much gentler on the rest of you. Can I roll to convince?
Yeah, you could roll a convince.
Is it per guy in the room, or are you just doing an overall per?
Okay. First one's 9.
Okay.
How many? You said it was.
Keep rolling.
Okay. 8.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
Fuck. 5.
Okay.
Going the wrong way here, dice. 8 again.
Okay.
Ooh, 12.
Okay. One more.
And 5.
Okay.
Not bad. Not bad.
You notice a lot of them are kind of just stopped what they're doing. They're still holding their firearms or their equipment, and only they're kind of hesitant to bring it up. You see as you're sitting there shouting this out, and you're trying to gauge where everybody is and get a count on heads and everything. You see 3 dudes duck behind either a desk or some kind of cover, and you notice just in time as one starts to pull up and shoot toward you.
So, can I try and flame manipulate and take the burn from the gunpowder?
I mean, that would be a face the danger, right?
I'll take it.
Or would that be a go toe to toe?
I'd still think face the danger because he's being attacked at this point, and he's got it.
Yeah.
It's just it's the cinematic theme to avoid it.
Yeah, I like that.
9.
A 9? Okay. You see it a little bit too late. The first couple of bullets rattle off, and one of them clips you, one of them kind of hits you a little bit square on the shoulder, and you kind of take the hit. You stop the other ones though, and you hear his gun misfire and jam. From that, everybody who was like, "Oh no, let's not do anything. I don't know if I should," as it suddenly jumped to action and then is all starting to try to get into cover and put shots your way. So yeah, we'll go around to everybody again, and then we'll come back around.
So I'm still inside. I want to peek my head out real quick, and I want to see specifically who's armed, who's not, what's happened. How many people
Some of them, looking at it, I would say probably 5 of them have firearms. A couple of them have a pistol. A couple of them have kind of PDWs. the other 2 dudes outside of those 5, there's 2 guys who are just walking around with like a crowbar and a bat.
I'm gonna basically sit there and I'm gonna look at him. You said about 5 people.
Yeah, the 5 of them have firearms of different kinds.
I want to sit there for a minute. I take a deep breath, and then just kind of stare at him for a minute, and then I want to grab their arms, their firearms, and just grab them and just point them back at them. So I'm gonna roll a change the game and create the story tag if I success for disarmed guns pointed at baddies, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're okay with that.
I'll say you can do 2 per juice.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, so stifle thought. We're gonna go magnetic field manipulation. And I'm gonna throw in before I do that. I'm gonna zap him. I'm gonna electrocute him as well to kind of loosen that grip. So I can I fit that that 3rd power tag in there? Jolt them. If not, I'm fine with it.
I'd say 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about the 3rd one. If it was electronics, maybe, but they're not really electronics.
No, but I can create electricity and I can cast electricity. So I'm gonna
Sure,
shock
but it
them
would have
first.
to come from you, and they would have to travel that distance while they were also pointed at you, as opposed to just.
Okay. Nine.
All 9.
Yep.
And you had a 2, so yeah,
That's
You get
with
4
that's
of
with
them?
9. That's
Yeah,
total
so
of
you'd
9
have
plus 2.
yeah, you'd have 2 juice, so you could get 4 of them that way.
All right, then I'm gonna do exactly that.
Do you pull the trigger?
No.
Okay, you have 4 of them held at gunpoint, but you're not pulling the trigger.
I say, and then once I've got them, I'm like, and since I'm still in the back end, I'm like, and I literally call out to, I'm like D and B. I'm just gonna call them D and B. What do you want me to do with them? They're disarmed. They've got nothing. 1 guy's left. And I tell Dekard to focus on the other guy that's not disarmed.
All right.
I mean, and I'll just do that, and I'll keep them, I guess, threatened. Like, oh shit! And I guess I'll impose a status of scared, I guess I would say. Or threatened.
Something like that.
And however you want to tier that is up to you.
Dekard?
So there's 1 armed guy, or 1 firearm equipped guy, and then 2 crowbar wielders.
A crowbar, baseball bat, lead pipe, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
A melee capability.
Okay. Real quick, when I did the flame manipulation and I managed to cause the guy's gun to misfire,
Mhm.
can I gather the fire that he would have gone to the gunpowder, or is it just flat canceled?
It was just canceled.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna run up on the guy that's got the 1-armed guy left
Hmm.
and try and pop around cover and shoot him.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
Oh, 8. Sorry.
Kyle. I want you to face the danger.
Me?
Say Kyle. Or...
Kyle?
Yeah. Kyle.
What's happening?
He just fired a shot off while you're holding all these firearms.
The other guy fired a shot off?
No,
I did.
Lance did. But that sound and that pop and you being kind of
Okay.
gun shy and scared at this point,
Okay,
I want to see
okay.
how. If you roll, I'll say if you roll below a 6, we'll call it your inexperience in the field.
Below 6? Okay, I got you.
You react to the sound of the firearm and you pull the triggers.
Can I apply Brave to this?
Yeah,
Okay. So below
you can apply
6.
anything to this.
Okay.
This is just essentially if you roll low, your
Okay.
fear gets the better of
Okay.
you.
I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
Influential, yeah. 4, 5, yeah, 6. Exactly
Right at
6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear the shot, and in reaction, I'll say you can either. I'll give you the choice. You can either the trigger's pulled on all of them,
Okay.
or the sound of the shot, you think it was you, and you think you had a lapse of focus, and they all drop to the ground.
Ooh, I'll pull the trigger. In a
Okay.
panic, I'll pull the trigger.
Yeah. Lance sees you strip these dudes of their firearms. See one guy who's still struggling to get his unjammed, turns the corner, levels a shot, and pops him. The sound, he's just like, you're focused on the other people, and you're kind of doing it back and forth, watching these guys that you're keeping your mental focus on them. You don't notice Lance because he leans the opposite way and pulls the trigger. You hear this pop, and you panic, and in your panic, you pull the trigger on all of them. They all drop. The room's clear.
I'm sitting there, I'm just like,
The two guys who were left holding like clubs and stuff both look at each other and just kind of set it down and slowly back away and sit on the ground with their hands up.
The second Dekard hears 4 guns go
pop, pop,
off,
pop.
Not even
turns
pop,
around.
pop, just pop.
Pop,
all
yeah.
at once.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one there's two that just kind of as they empty their whole magazine.
I turn and point back toward Kyle. I go, I see all the dead people go, hot damn, that's how you pop a cherry right there.
He doesn't
you
even
got
reply. I'm in shock. I'm gonna actually
You
give
have
myself
some-
a status, actually.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Deckard's just trying to talk him. He's like, well, you got your little bit of darkness in you, huh? Hold on. I'll be over there to help you out in a minute.
I'm getting myself
Yeah.
a shock tier 1.
Agent Brown's kind of watching the stairwell, but you see him like peek in, and he looks around and he goes, "Oh." He walks in, he turns, shuts the door, locks the door behind him with a key, and walks up to Kyle, and Kyle's just kind of doing like on the ground, just kind of like,
Yeah, exactly.
He walks over and he puts his hand on him. He's like, "It's all right. That was the plan. That was the plan. It happened the way that it was going to happen either way."
I'm like,
He walks over. Go ahead.
but they're I killed them, dude. They're dead.
They were
Deckard,
dead. They were dead when they showed up. We still got 2 of them. We'll question those.
Deckard from across the lobby goes, damn right, you shot them. This some bitches was assholes, and you fucking handled it like a boss. I'm so proud of you. Come here, you little some bitch.
Mr. Dekard, if you don't mind detaining those other 2 for now.
I think one of them should have wore his brown pants today. Come here.
Probably. Separate bathrooms, if you would, please. We'll hold them there until everybody can come back. He walks over to the receptionist's desk. He sits down. He turns on the computer and grabs the keyboard, and he starts typing and sending out messages to different people. After a couple minutes of him doing this, you notice that the opaque glass in the walls behind him have started to shift, and you notice that essentially the Rolodex on the building has started rolling again. All the lights come on, the emergency systems turn off, the front doors, you hear the front door locks open up, and the front door is opening. He's like, all right, people should start coming back now. Kyle, if you don't mind, help me start clearing these chairs and stuff so people can get back in. We can start figuring out what's going on.
I just kind of sit there, and I'm just kind of have my head down. I'm just like throwing the chairs, whatever.
Hey, Kyle, when you get a sec, come here.
What?
Pulls out a flask he keeps in his coat pocket and says, go ahead and take your belt of that. 'Cause your hand's a little shaky right now, right?
I take 1.
Good, now take another
I take
one.
2.
Go ahead, one more.
I take 3.
All right, now don't touch your gun again.
I didn't
Puts
shoot
both hands-
anybody.
Puts both hands on his shoulders like, it's gonna be okay.
You told me not to touch my gun. I'm like, I didn't.
No, I know, but like I'm just saying because now you had 3 shots of liquor in you, so probably don't touch another one.
I got 3 shots of liquor in me, and they got 4 shots of copper in them.
All right, here, do another one then. Gotta even it out.
There's 4. I'm like,
Okay.
It's probably 5 minutes, and you notice people start coming in. Looking behind the receptionist desk, you see a very nice, like, penthouse office show up in one of them in some city and everything, and the door opens up, and there's a few people from upper management that step out and are standing at the receptionist desk talking to Mr. Brown before they walk back in, and it starts rolling through different buildings again.
All right. Now remember, you just got to breathe. It's going to be all right.
It's probably 10 minutes of him visiting with people, greeting people back to the office, getting things set back up, and he comes over and he says, all right, well, I don't know what they were after. The other agent that they had here, wherever office they made it into, either we have a mole or they've already left.
Twofold question. Do you know who is missing?
Right now, we're just trying to see who all's still left.
That's fair. Second, has any of the janitorial staff showed up? Because there's a fucking mess in this lobby. You probably want to clean that up.
That'll be taken care of.
Okay.
I would say avoid the office for now. We'll definitely be in touch. And here, reaches in his back pocket and pulls out a couple new badges, and he said, "Your badges, please."
There you go.
Tandem, the MST badge.
He takes them both, sets them on the receptionist desk, takes the new one, sets them down, puts them back to back, takes the tops off of them and switches them, and hands you the new ones, and he says, "Your new badges. Welcome to the team."
What looks different about him?
The color has changed, whereas before they looked normal. There was a slight bluish tint to them. Now there's a slight reddish tint to them.
Does the color differential kind of like represent the clearance levels? Okay.
He says, upper management said today y'all are full agents.
Man, talk about trial by fire. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to just kind of have a minute by myself. And I just walk away. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I will be. When I walk away, do we have cell signal in here? No?
It's a dead zone.
Okay, then I'm just gonna kind of sit by myself. And when I get a chance, I want to call my mom.
Okay. I'll say before you get that chance, you're sitting by yourself. They're giving you space. They're over there talking. He's filling Lance in on different new archives that y'all have access to, the updated information y'all have access to, some different facilities with y'all being full agents that you have now. HQ can be used as lodging. It can be used as dining. Essentially, there's a floor for everything from food to a place to sleep to a garage to whatever. And you have access now to, hey, you can check these things out if you want to, as long as they check them back in. They'll help you with anything. Yeah, y'all's crew tag is going to change a bit from this later.
Okay.
After probably 5 minutes of sitting there brooding and everything, you kind of feel like you're just kind of sitting there, and you feel start to collect yourself and kind of readjust yourself in your suit, and you feel the card again. Pull it out and look at it. There's an address on the back of it.
Looking at the address, is it I guess familiar to, or am I familiar with the location?
Looking at it, it's changing a little bit while you look at it. The last thing you see on it, once it becomes clear, after it's been shifting and the language has been changing a few times, and once it finally is readable and it becomes clear, it says, "Welcome to the party. We need to talk. The stones in the park."
Stones in the park. Stones in the park.
After sitting there with it for a couple seconds, you know, to start to shimmer again, and it's gone.
Okay,
And
I'll
you're
just
left with the
make a
blank
mental
card
note
again.
of it, and then I'm gonna go over back to Dekard and Brown and say, so this card kind of vibrated like a cell phone, and it gave me an address and a location to go check out. It said, "We need to talk." I don't know, like, if this is just I should go alone or
Hell no.
right.
That just sounds like dumb talk right there.
I would agree with you on that. I also know where the location is. Was there anything on the card that said "come alone" or anything like that? No.
I mean, if it did, fuck that noise.
So, I mean, he said the stones in the city. Do you know what he's referring to, Brown? Any idea? I got an address, but I'm not too familiar with the Circle of Stones. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either. I'm not familiar with it.
All right, well,
Do I know? Being
Maybe.
From the city?
Probably.
Should I roll for it?
Yeah, go for it.
9.
You would know that a few of the parks do have everything from like a stone amphitheater to stone sundials to just like old stone circles, different playgrounds, things like that.
With the focus that I'm now got kind of shifting and kind of really focusing heavy on this, I guess, new clue, or new situation. If I want to make that focus and kind of like focus on that and try to shake off the shock from offing those 4 people, can I roll a change the game for that? Or yeah, okay.
You can try to
Because one of
scale
it
your
is to
status down.
reduce the status. All right. Kind of just trying to center myself. Uh, 9.
Yeah, I would say you're able to collect yourself. It's still something that will probably linger with you, but it's
Can I remove the status though?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll play into it. Don't worry.
Oh, I know.
So I'm like, oh, all right. So I guess, I mean, we don't know right off the bat whether or not this is that Joker character, or we don't know who it is at this point. So I'd say, Mr. Brown, if you can get us to this location that he seems to know where we're headed, I guess that should be where we go.
And get you close. And getting into the back door is taxing, but he reaches over and like grabs both your arms and
I mean, before you poof us, can we just walk out and be back at our car?
no, y'all are at HQ.
Yeah, but like last time we were here, we just walked out, went back to where we was.
Okay. Y'all are in a
We walked out, but we were bamfed out once we got outside.
right. You're in a pocket dimension,
Yeah.
essentially.
All right.
He kind of bamps you back to your car, and he's like, "All right, I'll be." Ooh. Y'all go ahead. I'll catch up. Whoa.
Sounds good. Can we take a
You see
quick
him just-
bio break?
Yeah,
I think
you
it's
see
a
him
good
just kind of
perfect
sit
spot.
down on the curb, and he's just like he looks nauseous. He looks sick. He's kind of turned this pallid white color, and he's just like sweat's
I
beading up on his brow.
I pull up my flask and offer it to him. Take a belt.
Let's go ahead and pause as we're bamfing back to as close as we can get, because I feel like that's a good spot. And then we'll be back in just a few minutes.
That sounds like fun. We're back.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are back.
Agent Brown's kind of sitting on the curb, all drained and everything, as y'all make your way to the park and to this location where there's this hill that you can see part of the city. It overlooks the rest of the park, but there's a stone circle on top of the hill. As you start walking up to the hill, you see, or up to the circle, you see a man dressed in a very fine suit sitting on one of the stones with his legs crossed and his hands sitting on the end of his legs. He has a hat and it's pulled down over his eyes a little bit. There's somebody standing beside him in this hood or a hooded robe with it down over their face. You can't really see them at all.
From the distance, and just based purely off size and shape alone, does it look anything like Mr. Network, the Hood, or any of them the Tailor?
Nobody that you've seen before.
Well, Dekard, looks like that's the way to go. Anytime now.
I lied when I said I didn't go to McDonald's. I put a burger in my pocket.
Yeah, pocket burger.
Pocket burgers. That's
I mean, I heard pocket bacon's a thing. I heard people really like pocket bacon.
Oh, it's delicious. You want some out my other pocket?
No, man, I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate it.
So that's our. Do you want to? Because you got the invite. Do you want to go first, and I'll just kind of hang back and watch out, or?
I mean, yeah, I guess I can kind of take the lead on this. I mean, I would definitely prefer for you to kind of be at my side. So if shit goes
I'm
sideways,
gonna be there, but
he's just gonna be munching down.
yeah.
You don't want to be the.
Yeah, you just eat your burger there, just like you're doing right now. I think that's good. So I start walking towards the stones.
Yeah, as soon as you enter the stones, the man sitting down picks his head up, and you're able to see under his cowl. His eyes are a very yellow golden color. The light almost comes out of his light eyes are glowing, but it's like a yellow gold. He says, "It's good to finally meet you two, especially you." As he's looking at Dekard.
Mr. Lester, I presume.
As I see, you got my card, and he holds up one of the cards.
Yep.
Leans over to Kyle. Whatever you do, don't shake his hands. I think he's got conjunctivitis.
Yeah, I mean, that's really bad for your teeth, I hear.
From my understanding, you'll have signed on with the agency.
I mean, I guess you could say that.
Tell me, how are my friends that were there?
Friends who?
The ones that we left in the lobby. No.
For two guys that didn't pick up guns.
That's about what we figured.
Excuse my pocket burger.
It's all right. They were expendable. They weren't special like you two. You see, I have plans for this city. There's a change coming soon. Your friend here has already joined me. I was hoping that you two would see the reason, listen to good conscience, and join me as well.
Friend? What friend?
Oh, that was my question. We got friends.
Oh,
The fuck are our friends?
yeah. By all means, please introduce yourself again. The guy with the cowl steps forward and pulls it off of his shoulders, and he's pretty big. Like the cowl definitely was. He's hunched over and everything. He stands up. He's probably 6'2", pretty muscular and everything. Takes the cowl down. I need both of you to roll.
What are we rolling for?
I want to see if you remember who this is.
Okay.
It's been a few months.
I legitimately have two thoughts. Is it the guy from the paper shop? Or is it the doorman from the beacon?
No.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it be better for us to just remember as players and then roll if we forget?
If you can remember, then
Okay,
sure.
well then I'd like you to describe so before I roll.
I just did.
That you said he's a tall guy that's 6'2".
Yeah,
So
he's muscular. He
Mr.
looks
Network
young.
had the ability to basically shrink himself from being big to small
Doesn't look like him from what you
Doesn't-
can tell.
I mean, 6'2".
Like, you've seen this guy before, but you just can't remember where. His face is familiar, but you're not able to place it. Definitely a
11.
younger guy, though.
What if it's old Crispy, the first one we found before Mr. Brown showed up and started harassing us? I got an 11.
What
on my-
what does this guy's skin complexion look like?
Not burnt.
Kind of an olive skin.
Olive. Okay, well, give me a minute because before I roll, I'm going through my notes.
I mean, that's fine. Actually, we can do this because Dekard remembers.
Okay, that's fine.
It takes you a minute, and you look up, and
Is it Victor?
he's
Not-
bigger than you remember, but you're looking at Victor Chang.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
called it.
Victor. Yeah. Like, oh, we thought you disappeared, man. And also, we're not friends. We don't know this guy.
I mean, last time we saw him, he abducted some poor little girl.
His sister.
Tried to get her. No, some other girl, and his sister was the cause of it
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't stretch the meaning of the word friend for him.
Exactly.
It was a misunderstanding, shall we say. And Victor's been working for me for a while now. And I feel as though he may owe you an apology. Victor kind of
Go.
stands there for a minute, and he kind of looks back with one eye and over his shoulder, and Lester doesn't even change his expression. He's still sitting there with his hands like this, kind of leaning back on the rock. Doesn't even look at Victor, and Victor goes, sorry guys.
For what?
What happened before?
And he's young, right? Young-ish.
Yeah, he's 18, 19.
I'm like, but and like, I'm like, he's looking down, like, hey, up here. I'm like, right here, man. Look, right here.
He kind of
Sorry
looks
for
up
what?
a little bit and looks down and looks up. The everything with my sister. She had a hold on me as well. I was very much not myself.
You were sucked into that whole hive mind thing.
Yeah.
But then why apologize? I mean, like, I understand that you would feel bad for it, but that's not your fault. There's nothing to apologize for. Even our man Dekard got sucked in there briefly.
As you say this, he starts to say something, and Lester goes, "See, like I said, all just a misunderstanding of the time. He works for me now.
Doing
Errands, things,
Like
brokering
women.
deals, making arrangements, setting up meetings like this one.
so like the citywide arsons that have been breaking out all day.
Lester takes a second. You see him kind of lose himself off in the distance for a second. I wouldn't call it arson. It's more of a restructuring, clearing the way for new foundations.
Why don't you tell us about this master plan that you've got for fixing all this stuff? Why don't we just start there and ask what it is exactly you want from us? Let's just cut the bullshit, man. I've had one hell of a day so far.
Sure.
Hey Victor, real quick, do you smoke? Anyone?
The agency is
You'd lie.
dated and no longer required.
The agency is what?
Dated.
They're out.
Old news.
They're old-fashioned.
They're too old. It's time for an update.
And your idea of that being
The people deserve to know
about, like, us?
about everything. The truth.
Like, hey, Dekard. Pull my sunglasses down. The truth is out there. Put my glasses back on. Is that too much? Guys, cut me some slack here, okay? I just killed 4 people, all right? Let me have my moment, all right?
Obviously, we don't want to jump to any fast decisions. Take your time, sit with it a while. It would be very useful for me to have two inside men.
Let me counter your argument about people needing to know, right? This very much comes into that whole argument of people and society lacking the mental fortitude to be able to handle stuff like this. If they find out that that there's people out there that can do things, control people, manipulate elements and stuff like that, you don't think that maybe it's just going to go a little crazy? I'll be honest with you, man. Like, you're sounding a little bit like Magneto here.
There will be some turmoil for a while, but it will right itself. And
do you have a helmet to protect your thoughts from Charles Xavier too?
I have no need.
I mean,
once society has adjusted a few months down the line, everything will find a sense of normalcy again. Only then there will be none of this cover up. There won't be any people or places going missing and disappearing.
But what about the war? The people that can't handle this. This will start a war between normal people and people like us. I mean, think about it. When they find out that the boogeyman is real, or they find out that, I mean, Santa Claus being real is kind of awesome, but all the other bad stuff in this world, and like what you're talking about, dude. I mean, Dekard, let's think logically about this for a minute. We're basically going through, and just based purely on a religious level here, you're now confirming that all of these people are right, which indirectly then says they're also all wrong at the same time. This is going to cause a lot of bad shit, dude. Like, do you understand what I'm saying here?
I mean, let's talk about the time I stood outside trying to get into a bar, turned into a 7-foot skeleton, had 2 SWAT teams called on me, and a bunch of regular cops. And I was just standing there. Didn't even do anything.
There will be clearly an adjustment period, but...
An adjustment period, dude? This... I don't think... Either you just don't care, or you're not thinking about this on a bigger picture, man.
I'm less concerned with what happens tomorrow than what everything looks like in 10 years.
Let me ask you this, friend. So, you get what you want. Everyone's out and... Have you considered... We get past the mass hysteria, the panic, the inevitable war. What do you... Now everyone's got these powers, or what?
Well, not everyone has these powers.
No, but the people like us that do.
Sure.
We're now the government, and we have to deal with every little thing.
Who says there's a need for a government?
So what happens to the other people that aren't like us? They just go on living? The ones that just said, okay, fine?
Sure. There's nothing stopping them from making their way and living a normal life.
Okay, so riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me this, Batman. The people that are just trying to live their everyday life when people like us are living out loud, as it were, and somebody says, well, you got shiny new eyeballs and I want them. Are you going to make it right? Are you going to rein anyone in?
That's what you guys come in.
I can't back this plan, dude. I can't. You're asking, and what you want to basically, for the lack of a better word, realistically shatter the foundation of a lot of people's beliefs and hope and dreams by bringing things into reality that once that stuff's there, then what's the point? Like, I can't help you with this, dude. I don't feel comfortable with that. It's like this.
So you just think it's okay for you to be special then?
I was born this way.
Sure, and so were lots of people. Not everybody is, but your abilities shouldn't dictate where your station in life is.
Right.
People should know. People should know what you can do.
Have you seen our bank account?
People should exactly.
You know, this literally calls back to, like, I'm gonna get a little comic booky here. Do you know what started the actual Civil War And
How much easier would things be if instead of having to hire a construction company to move these giant I-beams that are holding up these buildings, they just hire you?
but they can already do that. Like, we have contacts where people like us know when people are like us.
Yes, and it's all hidden and it's all underground.
To the mainstream, yes, but that no, because then you're basically taking. Then what happens? You have all these people that are doing all this crazy tough work, and then no, dude, because then you're then pulling back from society because we can do it better, dude. That's not okay either.
Why not? Simple capitalism.
Because we're
Well,
all
yeah, but
people, dude, and fuck, for Christ's sake, dude, with all due respect, and it seems like you don't, have some compassion for fucking life, man.
Have some compassion. Have you looked at what you're wearing?
I have a suit on. I paid for it.
And how many people on the streets did you pass without a home on the way here?
Well, more today because of you and your organization.
How did you even earn the money to afford that suit?
Through hard work.
Through hard work.
Detective work.
Interesting. See, from what I understand, from what my contacts told me, you got paid to use your ability to hold precious artifacts in safety.
To protect them from
Yeah,
people,
something kind of like this. And he holds up grunting and he says, yeah, good job with that. And you still made more than what most people in this city make in a year from that one job. Tell me how that's fair. Tell me how that's looking out for everybody.
I'm not
Tell me
saying it's
how
not.
tell me how that's not breaking societal norms. Tell me how that's not you being a god in the mortal realm.
Because the money situation, that's one thing. If we're talking about financially, yes, okay, fine. I'll give you that argument. I'm not going to say you're wrong on that. I'm not going to say capitalism is a real thing because that's exactly what that is. But you're going from talking about capitalism to fucking genocide, man.
Genocide of whom?
If you think that there's not going to be murder and all this other shit that pops off when you're like, surprise, everybody, this is a real thing, we as people can't handle that, dude. And I got a gut feeling that you're hoping that what happens and that the people are left like us, we're just going to live all hunky-dory. Dude, your thought process is jarred.
You're afraid of people finding out the truth because you're afraid that once people find out the truth, they're going to be unhappy and want to rebel.
Essentially, yes, there's some things that people just shouldn't know, but you're taking away people's belief system. You're taking away the foundation of a lot of these people's realities, man. Perception is 9/10 reality. That's the way people work, and I don't know if you're choosing not to, or you just don't want to wrap your head around that.
It's easy to say when you're one of the privileged.
I mean, my abilities, other than having one particularly favorable job, hasn't really done me any good. As a matter of fact, it's fucking cost me personally.
Sure. But what if you knew about that ahead of time? What if society knew and you were told from a young age that, hey, you could develop these powers as you start to get older? You need to be mindful. What if you didn't have a void on you from the time that you started maturing and reaching adulthood and these powers could present themselves and you had no cataclysmic action?
I didn't have a void on me, and I think I turned out okay, and I still think that you're wrong.
Yeah. Kind of winks at Kyle's, just trying to break the tension here, buddy. You're fine. That's not the real sword, is it? You might not look at that.
No, this is the real one. And I'm afraid that's why we're here. I'm glad you were able to join me in time for this, but I have a feeling that you won't be accommodating to my request.
I mean, thus far, you hadn't really asked us to do anything.
No, he asked us to join him, and I told him I'm not. On his righteous endeavor to cleanse the population, basically.
No, you're mistaken. I just want to free the population.
Right.
All right, but what's your process? So we just go out and nuke some buildings? Oh, by the way, I can just do this just cause. You don't have like a snowball down the hill kind of thing, like we tell a few people, we show a few people, a word gets out slowly.
We tried that once. It didn't work well.
Mm-hmm.
the agency rebelled. We made a stand, and I was the only one to walk away.
All right, can we get back to the you burning people? That's kind of a deal breaker for me personally.
Or how about maybe you know anything about these contracts? That's a big deal too.
Yeah. Like, how are you even cashing them in early, and then burning people to death?
Contracts are simple things. There's always poor writing and loopholes. Any contract has a way out.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than a legal contract. It's just you have to find the weak spot and apply pressure. But that's neither here nor there. That's you do have to understand every movement has its martyrs. Every uprising has cost.
But this isn't a revolution. Like, the system's not broken.
Not for you.
Again, my powers don't really give me any benefit in the society I'm currently living in.
And who do you think runs society? Who do you think has all the wealth, all the money, all the power?
You're talking about like the 1%?
What do you think the 1% is?
Well, then go talk to them. Don't tell
Yeah.
everyone.
Who do you think keeps everyone in the dark? Who do you think keeps the agency running? Who do you think runs the agency?
I mean, that's a no-brainer. Obviously, there's got to be somebody that's overseeing it. It's like, but that you're talking like capitalist conspiracy theory stuff, and to an extent, dude, I agree with you on stuff. I do. Like, I believe that the top 1% of the 1%, that literally, I mean, if you look up the numbers, hell, I'll Google it for you. You can see that the top 1% basically control like 90% of the world's, economy and all that shit. I agree with you on that. Now, whether or not they are human or whether or not they are riffs is irrelevant. Doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that if you go through with your plot, and I'm not going to have this conversation any further, you can talk to Dekard. There's going to be people that are unwilling to accept and are terrified by bringing this to reality, which is going to cause hysteria, panic, murder, war. It's going to happen, dude. Like, I hate to be that cliche guy, but this is like, even in comic books, this is what started the Civil War, the Mutant Registration Act, all this stuff that happened. Not good stuff, man. I mean, I hate to compare reality to fiction, but at this point, I feel like it's almost more realistic to even look at things that way, given the fact that what we're capable of. But if you don't understand that, dude, I don't think there's nothing that you and I can have a conversation about that's going to change either one of our minds. So at this point, I think we can end our conversation. You can just talk with Dekard, and I'll step back, and I'll just cross my arms. This conversation between you and me is over.
You're young. That's expected.
If your concern is about social reformation, why not just start like a grassroots? Because you've apparently been around a while. You could have been using your influence to shape things better.
When you're there again, when you meet your contract holder, why don't you ask them about it? I'm sure they can give you a full list of all the ways that I've tried to change the quo before, but it's fine. He kind of brushes it, unfolds his arms and brushes his pants leg off, and adjusts himself and stands up, does a little stretch to his toes as he stands up. He goes, I guess our conversation here is done. Mr. Chang, if you would, I have no need of these two. Goodbye, boys. And he turns and he just starts walking down the trail.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to him.
Are you the muscle then, Victor?
He just kind of keeps his head down and he says, he turns and he looks as Lester's walking away, and Lester just kind of raises his hand up and waves, and Victor turns back and goes, "All right." And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out something that's you can't really see. It's in his hand.
As he reaches into his pocket, I want to say, Victor, before you do anything, I want you to think very clearly about what the possible outcomes of this are. But before that even happens, and I'm going to try to roll a convince her, it's like, your family misses you. Yes, we know you had problems with your father and you had gotten into a fight with him, but there's not a day that goes by where he's not even thinking about that. Calling way back!
Yeah, go for it. Roll me on that convince.
All right, give me a minute, because I got to count some power tags here.
I really hope it's low.
Yeah.
I have a plan for this one. I'm going to let you roll it, so.
Influential, stifle thoughts. Give me a minute here.
What time of day is it currently?
It's late afternoon.
Okay.
You got the low roll.
How low?
Like a 4? I rolled snake eyes.
He kind of looks up and he says, "That's dead. My whole family's dead. The agency killed them when they took my sister."
Wait. We fought
That's
your sister in the streets. That's where she was taken. That's where they came. We were in the streets.
I went home, and then they came for my family.
Did they, or did your boss?
I was home. They had badges. I saw the badge when they came in. They were looking for me. And when Dad tried to cover for me, they shot him in the doorway. I took off, and Lester found me.
What?
Where can we have?
I'm sorry.
Find old Lester.
Lester just walked off, but he's holding the thing in his hand, and he reaches over and he says, "I'm sorry," and he does this motion, and you see this fire just like engulf his whole arm.
Is it that
Promethium.
Yeah, the P fire.
So he's going to burn us with it?
I mean, he's gonna try.
Okay.
I'm like, Dekard.
I'm going to reach out and pull the fire into my hand.
Do a toe-to-toe.
Okay. Shit. 6.
As you reach out, this fire is wild, unnatural even. You don't have any, it's nothing you've it's like nothing you've encountered before. It's this raw, it's not even, you're starting to question if it's even fire. It's almost just raw energy, raw magic. You try to condense it and grab it and hold it, and it just breaks your concentration completely.
When he does that, I put my head down. I'm like, son of a bitch. And then in the blink of an eye, poof, I'm going to zip over to him. I'm not going to shoot him. So I'm going to zip over to him, and then I'm just going to, I'm just going to punch the kid.
Okay.
I'm going to punch
With
him
a
right
knife.
square in his jaw, and I'm going to
Go
hit
for
him
it.
with all I've got.
With a knife right in the back of his head.
No. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not
you.
trying to kill the
Kyle's
kid. I've
got a
already
taste
killed
for
4
blood.
people today, man.
Kyle's got a taste for blood now.
I'm bloodthirsty. All right,
It looks
so we're
the
gonna
blade.
go bullseye. All right, give me a minute. So I'm gonna go physically tough, bullseye, speed, and electric. So 4. Now I don't know how this is gonna happen, but this is one of those instances to where if I get lucky, I'm gonna have to look it up. But we'll see. We'll see. I hit him with an 8.
Yeah, you'll get to choose one from the hit with all you got.
Give me a minute while I read these real quick. Take cover and secure position. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. Alright, I'm just gonna stick them and basically bamf back out of the way. So I'll do the take cover from a secure position. How does the tier impose work? Tier equals power. He takes a 4-tier status.
No, that's if they're a PC.
On a hit, you give the target an appropriate status of your choice with tier equals power.
Okay.
So he takes a 4-tier status of basically just rocked with a I don't know, like a lightning punch or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. I'll say from the moment you see Dekard concentrating, and then you see Dekard go, as his like the mental connection to the flame just is too much, and you see him kind of like almost wincing from it as you just like zip across this small area to Victor. You kind of do this like little 2-step around him, and you come around behind him and you just clock him from the side of the head. He kind of stumbles forward, and then he just pulls his head back up and looks straight at you as you dip back to cover.
All right.
Doesn't even look like he's phased. Like you felt a good strong connection, and you felt the weight of the punch, and you definitely saw him snap down. But then whenever you looked up, it almost nothing happened.
Okay. So after seeing that and analyzing that,
something's juicing this kid up.
Copy. Okay. Dekard, you can do anything?
Yeah.
He takes a minute, and he has the flame on his whole arm is now up to his shoulders, covered in this flame. And he takes it and he pockets the flask in the little striker, and he takes his hands and he starts rubbing his hand together, and the flame starts creeping down his other arm.
Oh, this is gonna hurt if I fuck it up. I want to stop holding back.
Stop holding back.
I'm gonna run and like bear hug him and try and drain life siphon him and flame manipulation at the same time. I'm trying to put basically all of it out at once. I don't want to kill him, but I want to put him out.
Oh, wait, before you wait, because I have to tell you what it's going to cost.
Yep.
Before you decide if you're going to roll. I want to do that one, but I don't know if it's worth doing that one. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's an ultimate cost.
I figured.
Like I kind of don't want to say it's no return, but I want to say it's an ultimate cost.
Okay.
Story reasons.
All right. Yeah, I'll roll it.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay, you'll have to replace one theme. You achieve exactly what you wanted to achieve. Okay, so it's going to cost you one of your theme. I'll say it's going to cost you one of your mythos themes. Drawing too much on the power, you lose one entirely. As you're on top of him, you are able to start suppressing him. You see the flames start to kind of, you start to get the impression they're drawing on his life force entirely. They start to run back up toward his hands and start to go out. The light starts to kind of fade in his eye. He starts to shrivel and starts to go back to the small kid that you knew a few months ago. roll again. This is just a story roll.
I got another 9.
Another 9. I'll leave it up to you. You can stop a little short, or you can drain him completely.
I wanna
So
stop.
what did you?
Okay.
Just because we're streaming, I just want to make this clear. So with
Yeah.
the stop holding back, when you hit him,
Yes.
what was your
Yes.
actual roll?
9.
You got an 11. It's not. If you look at it, it's roll equals logos. So it's
logos.
roll plus logos.
Yeah.
So it'd be plus
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's still
It's still a
gonna-
success.
yeah,
But
yeah.
just because I'm trying to
No, I
clarify.
got you. I got
Right,
you.
right,
That's
right,
fair.
right. So that'll all stay the same. But yeah, you're gonna stop a little short. So you drain him until you see that, like, he starts to get faint. You stop draining as soon as the flames go out, and he's laying on the ground. His breathing's haggard, like just barely there. The blood's gone from his face. He looks like a shell. He looks like he hasn't eaten in weeks. I need both of you to make a roll.
Just a roll.
I think so.
Can we add anything to it or
Just
No?
a flat
Okay.
roll.
4?
Okay.
9, but a different.
A
Fucking
different
nines.
9. As you're sitting there, you turn to look at Kyle and see how he's doing. Kyle, you don't notice. Step out from behind the stone to Dekard's back. He pretty much on the exact opposite side of Dekard is the hood. This is where we'll wrap up. She stays parallel, lined up to you, with Dekard in between, as you and him are standing there having a small conversation about this. By the time you actually can see her, it's almost like she's a shadow behind Dekard,
Behind Dekard?
Oh.
Okay.
on top of Victor's body. Dekard, you turn around in time to see her taking the Prometheus flask out of Victor's coat. She's close, like she's right outside of arm's distance from you.
Can I have kept some of the Prometheus fire? Can be holding onto it, a small piece of it?
Given what type of fire it was, and it being one of those things, having to put it out completely to gain control of him and to suppress him, no.
Okay.
The stop holding back was 100% to just snuff it out and gain control. As you turn and notice her, she goes, "Oh, hi."
So are we still
Thanks.
going? I thought you said wrapping up.
Oh, we're going to.
Okay.
We're going to be wrapping it up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure. Oh, look who finally showed up.
Thanks for the clothes, I suppose.
Sure. You don't mind if I just take
Uh,
this, do you? As she's slowly backing up.
I'd preferably, if I could just not let you have that, because you got that one magic sword, which apparently belongs to him now. So it kind of lets me think you're working for him. Can we trade these? We'll let you go. Would you? I got a thing for fire. You mind to hold on to that?
Oh, this isn't. There's no fire here, and she screws the cap on tighter.
Come on. Don't. We've been down this road again. We now have. We've seen what you can do, but we have a few more tricks up our sleeves at this point. So if you decide to bolt, we're gonna chase you. Or, what if we all kind of work towards the same goal here? What if you help us try to find this person that obviously I don't see eye to eye with, and I'm not okay with dealing with at this point? This is really going to kind of decide whether or not whose side you're on. Are you with him? Are you all for the telling people about everything? Are you okay with the murder, the genocide, the breaking of hope, realistically, pretty much the collapse of the modern civilization? Or are you against that? And you think what we should do should be quiet?
I'm just trying to get paid, man.
I'll pay you.
You might have a nice suit, but nah.
What's your going rate?
How much did the network give you last time?
That's irrelevant. I asked you a question.
Yeah, no, you can't afford it.
You wouldn't happen to have a smoke on you, would you? It's been a hell of a day. I kind of want to just... Do you got a smoke? And
I don't
like
smoke.
A match?
I don't know if you're aware of this yet, but Dekard, I don't give a shit. Money is literally no option. You could be rich beyond your wildest dreams with what I'm capable of. Money is irrelevant. I can get you money. I have that within my means. You know,
okay.
well, you might not know that actually, but
She holds it up and shakes it a little bit. She goes, I do too.
And when she holds it up, I want to zap over there and try to take it.
Well, it's metal.
Ooh.
Just pull it to you.
It's in a, I mean, then I'll do both, I guess, then I'll run both tags. Do you want to go toe to toe?
If you want to go toe to toe, you got to pick one.
Give me a minute.
Pull it to you. Pull the flask and her dagger.
Her dagger, we tried before, and we had already established that it can't be done, right? Okay.
The dagger is non-magnetic.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna zip over there, given the fact that she hasn't seen me do this yet, and just try to take it from her hands. Oh my god.
Really want it to be a 7 to 9 or anything lower.
Yeah.
Story reasons.
Okay.
Come on, 12.
Ten.
10?
On a 10 to plus 2, choose 2. I'm gonna achieve my goal and take what I wanted. And then I'm gonna also do the block, dodge, or counter anything that they can do.
Okay.
Oh, counter. Dekard wants some payback.
Yeah, she wasn't
If
ready.
it wasn't for my bonuses, it would have been a 9.
You caught her flat-footed. You just kind of zip there real quick, and she kind of does this number as you pop up right in her face after this flash of light, and you snatch the flask out of her hand before she can react. You zip back, and you're standing there going. And you look up, and she's like, "Oh well, 50% each time's not bad." She starts to run away.
This
Give me
time
that
I'm gonna
flat.
give pursuit.
Pop me some Promethean fire.
I'll give it to Dekard, and then I'll just
Okay.
chase after.
You have the
I'm
flask.
gonna strike some Promethean fire and try and shoot it at her.
When you have the flask, when you unscrew the top, the striker's gone.
It's always something.
Was it empty?
No,
she's
the
she's got
flask
the
still has
lighting.
liquid, but she has the striker
Okay.
because it's 2 pieces.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna chase too. We're in a park. Is there anyone barbecuing?
No, the park's been pretty empty.
Damn it.
Okay. So yeah,
As I'm running, I want to basically start throwing things in her path to slow her down, trip her up, entangle her, anything metallic. I don't care if it's light posts. I don't care if it's mailboxes. I'm just, as I'm booking it, dude, I can literally just imagine it was like, you just see like this streak of light running down the street and things just like.
So bear in mind, she's fast too, though.
I know, but I'm trying to slow her down.
That's fair. Do all you got on it.
You have a pocket full of paper clips. You could just start shooting them into our calves.
I mean, that would still fall under the hit with all I've got. Essentially, I'm just throwing shit at her.
But
essentially, she can move at the rate of a speedster. So
yeah.
But you can too now. So
yeah.
I mean,
Oh man, I'm glad I took it.
which Decker's just kind of left behind.
He's just like, oh my god. All right, so
like, he's got the flash, but he's back there.
11.
11.
I get to pose. I got 4 thingies on there, so that's almost a 12. I almost got to use my dynamite, dude. Almost. Take cover, secure. I guess I'll control the collateral damage so nobody else gets hurt. And there's distance between us, I'd imagine, right?
As she is like turning corners and stuff, you're able to close the distance. Like you're able to close the distance enough to be able to do stuff, but there's gaps between you two at different intervals.
Actually, no. What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna do the take cover so I can't get hit back, and I'm gonna gain the upper hand. Those are the 2 I take. Oh wait, no, I get 1.
No, you get 2. You had an 11.
Okay, then I'll gain upper hand too.
So
but I gotta slow this chick down though because I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'll do. I'll take the cover and then I'll impose a status of slow down, tripped up, something like that.
What would the status be? What's your power?
I mean, I'm throwing metal stuff at her. I'm electrocuting and zapping her, so stumbled, I guess.
What's your power though? What's the tier?
It would be a tier 4. Because I'm running, I'm using my electricity, I'm using my magnetism.
Okay.
I use 4 power attacks.
Status of your choice with tier equal to power, and then you get them good, so it's actually a tier 5.
Tier 5.
So you down her immediately. Like you two, like she takes off and you take after her, and you just start bolting her and her path with stuff, and eventually one of the posts that you rip out of the ground and try to block her path with, you clip her with it, and she goes stumbling onto the ground, and she's just laying there. Looks like she probably broke her leg.
Oh man, kind of just boom, like I guess zip back to reality, I guess, or whatever you call it, like back to normal. Just stop right next to her, check to make sure she's still breathing. Her leg's busted, so then can I assess which leg's broken just by looking at it? Is it that messed up?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay, then basically what I'm gonna do is I'm pretty much gonna hog tie her. I'm gonna take the hands that she's got. I'm gonna also cuff it to the leg that is fine.
Like when you get to her, she's kind of doing the wince thing, but she's got a grin on her face and goes, well, you're faster than I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of new.
It won't matter soon.
While Dekard's catching up, I'm like, what do you mean? I'll try to have the conversation with her.
The sword, it's really all he needs. The rest of it was just for show.
You know, you never answered my question. You could still help us out.
Yeah. A lot of good that'll do me now.
We can fix your leg.
You could have fixed a lot of stuff.
We still can. And then I wait for Dekard to pop up, and in the meantime, I'm also contacting a Brown.
Your call to Brown never goes through. As you're waiting on Dekard, when he shows up, you're holding the striker.
Mm-hmm.
You look up. The two of you look up because the sun, like the light's starting to shift. It's starting to turn different. You look up, see what's going on. You notice an eclipse is coming through. As the sun or as the moon passes in front of the sun and it starts to get dark, you're not really watching it. You look at it and you look down. You look at it, look down. Just kind of keep tabs on it because like, from what she's saying and the way things are going, you're like, well, this is great. This is just another thing on top of it. You hear this loud pop and look up. The moon has a crease that's starting to form. The moon's starting to split in two different ways. It's drift apart the sun in two different directions.
Not good. Not good. Oh God! Tsunamis, tidal waves. Not good. Not good.
You turn and look. Dekard's gone. You turn to look at her, and she's gone. And when you look up, you're in a forest.
Just by myself?
Just by yourself. There's a pretty clear path in front of you to follow.
Does it look familiar to me?
No. You could have sworn you were in a city, but for some reason this place feels almost like home. Like everything's familiar, but you don't remember it, but you've been here before and definitely don't feel threatened or anything. It's very...
Looking up at the sky, is the moon still starting to separate?
You don't see the moon. You don't see the sun. Cloudy day and kind of foggy, but there's...
Is there a way for me to determine whether or not this is reality or something that I'm basically just messed in the head with?
Make a roll.
I guess investigation?
No, just a generic
Just a
roll.
roll?
Story. Just a story roll.
I like those. We call these story rolls.
Just a check.
Yeah.
It's just a check. Just a high-low check.
7.
7? You thought you were... Like, you have a vague memory of where in the magnetic pole you were and where between the poles and the latitude, longitude. Like, you have a vague memory of a approximate location, but it's kind of fleeting. It's almost like you can't hold on to thoughts of...
Is it that weird thing to where I felt like I couldn't pinpoint it again? Like when we were at the HQ the first time, where I'm like, I know I'm somewhere, but it's like the compass that's broken.
No, it's more of a, you just don't remember being anywhere but here. You don't... What were you thinking about again?
So I don't even remember being back in the city or anything like that at this point.
You have vague sensations that you were in a city, but then it's just as quickly as you're able to focus your thoughts and think.
While I'm having this conversation by myself, I'll take the path.
Yeah, but you walk on the path for a couple hours. You see a cabin up ahead of you in the woods.
No car.
Yeah, walking up to the cabin, knocking on the door, there's a middle-aged, early 50s, late 40s small guy answers the door and says, I've been waiting on you. Come on in. You feel like you've known this guy forever, like an old friend. You can't remember his name, but
hey! Who
Yeah.
are you again?
Oh, it's nice to see you again. Yeah. I'm glad you're finding use of my gifts. You notice, looking around the cabin, there's different magnets and different rocks and different ores and stones and different things set around different places.
So I feel pretty comfortable with around this dude. Little weirded out, but not uncomfortable.
You're starting... As soon as you walk into the room, you feel very much a strong pull of your different magnetism and your different electricity and everything that you usually try to hold back a little bit on and keep contained just feels free and comfortable, and like there's no danger here.
I feel like
Everything's
Jack Burton
peaceful.
after his little beverage.
Sure.
I'll walk in. I'll be like, oh, wow, this place is cool. I feel oddly at ease and comfortable here. I mean, forgive me for asking. I feel like I've known you for years, but you're still a stranger to me. Who are you?
I'm part of you now, I suppose. And he kind of holds his hand up, and you see a drinking glass made out of some kind of metal,
Mhm.
and it's just kind of floating in his hand. And instead of like holding it, he just kind of motions, and he gets a drink out of his hand while the glass is floating in the air. And
Oh, you're like me. I can do that.
oh no, you're like me.
So,
It's good to meet you again.
what's your name?
I'm Magnus.
So, like according to like the lore and stuff like that, and like the Greeks and stuff, you're like the guy that discovered magnetism,
And-
like the poles.
Stories and not so much discovered. Much like the item you were after, it's more of me than part of something else.
So, are you the being that allows me to do this stuff, and I just kind of make stuff pop out of my pockets and float around and stuff like that?
Kind of more great way down the line grandfather, but yeah,
Wait, we're related?
vaguely.
Can I call you Gramps?
You don't have to call me anything. I surprised you're here though. You weren't supposed to be here.
Well, I mean, I don't know how far your like all-seeing stuff goes, but shit just kind of hit the fan back where I'm from. Like I can see it, but it's really foggy. Like I remember like the sky and stuff getting really bad, and then I don't even know if I want to say woke up, but I just kind of popped up here.
Well, I suppose it's time then.
Time for what?
The seal's been broken.
In any book I've ever written, those are usually some really bad words. Read, not written.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it's we'll see where it goes from here.
Like, before you move off this topic, what, like, seals are we talking about? Are we talking, like, the biblical seals, as in, like, the apocalypse is coming kind of seals?
Depends on which biblical you're referencing.
I mean, if we just take it for what it's worth, is one of the seals basically hell on earth? I mean, if we just narrow it down.
I don't think it'll be that bad.
That's fine. That'll be fine then.
More of a
More of unending torment for all days. That's not hell on earth.
It's irrelevant.
as you're sitting here. I mean, this conversation has kind of meandered off to different things and come back and meandered off, kind of the same way your thoughts are. You have these thoughts, and it's like I was in the city and I was and then it just kind of fades from you. You have a moment of clarity, and he says, "Well, it looks like you're not meant to be here yet." And you look down, and you're starting to kind of fade.
Wait, where am I? What do you mean not here yet? As I start to go out.
He looks at you and says, "You'll be back when it's time. Expect more of people like us." And then you're gone.
Okay.
You start opening your eyes back, and you're back in the park under some trees looking up, and the eclipse is completely over. Jumping over to the other side, Lance, you wake up after looking up and seeing the moon being ripped asunder and splitting. You wake up and you're back on the scales, or back next to the scales. You hear the same kind of distended, multiple voice and speaking as one say, "Why are you here?" You're not supposed to be here. Your task is not done.
No, I'm with you, and I don't exactly know why. I think I broke something though. I stopped Prometheum fire with a kid who was going a little nutso.
So you did, and you turn and you look, and on one of the scales is the flask.
Yeah.
You're like, so you're on one of the scales, and on the other side is the flask.
I'd hoped to like study that more to get a good understanding of it, to how better to stop it, or if it could be used for burning the world to the ground. But
It appears as though you got lucky then.
Yeah.
This was never supposed to leave this realm. And you see the flask kind of shrink down into nothingness and kind of fade from your sight.
It's not all there. That's just the liquid, the little doodad that makes it work. It ain't there.
It's enough to keep it from working.
All right, fair enough. I don't think I can do all the stuff I could do before.
No, it seems you've burned yourself out a bit.
Yeah.
No bother. You're still capable.
Hey, if you're not worried, I'm not worried. Let's get me back. I got a friend who might have done something. Gotta go check on him, and I got an asshole who needs an ass whooping.
Sure.
Anything I need to know? Big scale to little scale. Full scale to scale down.
Just kind of silence for a while, and then you hear, you need to be careful. Any more of situations like this, and you won't be able to leave again. You get this flash of the scales being a pile of bodies on one side and you on the other, and you're heavier than the pile of bodies.
I do have if we got a minute before I get all sent back. Two questions. Is he wrong? I mean, is he lying? Should we be helping him? Should we be not?
Who you decide to help is up to you. Your deal was to stop the contracts from being cashed.
Yeah.
How you go about that is not our issue.
Second question. Why do I get to do this? I mean, there are literally people in my world who are judges. Why do I get to go around and start judging people?
There's power in bloodlines. I mean, it was not an accident that you have this ability. How you choose to use it is somewhat up to you, but do know that we can always cash your chips out.
I mean, damn, why would you just asking why I don't threaten a motherfucker like that? Damn. I don't think I'll be turning into the big 7-foot bone person anymore. But an off chance that I do, is that me, or is it something you did?
Are they not one and the same?
Well, I mean, I like to think I'm not a 7-foot skeleton asshole all the time, but who knows?
As it says, are they not one and the
Metaphors.
same? You kind of looking at the other side of the scale, you see you're looking at yourself, only you are in this dark gown. You're fully skeletal. You're probably closer to 15 feet tall, fully boned out, everything else. It clearly looks like you, but it's not you. Sitting there holding, like, one hand is the bones have been shaped into a pair of scissors, and the other hand just has all, like, the whole arm is stretched out and has all of these strings hanging from it.
I mean, I guess, because I got that darkness in me. So
Everybody's time is limited. And as they're talking, every once in a while, they'll reach over and cut one of the strings and it'll fall. And as soon as they cut one, another one kind of just appears, and it could be longer, it could be shorter. It all just depends. And they say, next time you come back, it'll be your turn to take the mantle.
oh, okay. The big G, little R mantle. Am I gonna get to be the Grim Reaper? Is that what you're saying? Or do I become big scale instead of scaled down?
I was once like you. It snips another thread. I had my chance. I thought I stopped him. But I guess he's back.
Ah. All right then. Well, what do you recommend? Should I just kill him?
Your decision is yours to make. Goodbye, child. And as he says child, your vision just kind of turns dark, and you open your eyes and you back in the same part. You're looking at Kyle, who's kind of standing on top of you like, are you dead?
Dude,
I got over it again.
just so, are we conscious, or, I mean, I'll ask, am I conscious of what happened now, back and forth?
You clearly remember your trip wherever you went.
Okay.
And everything that happened before.
Okay. So now it's clear what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Dekard, I just saw some wild shit, man. I think I talked to my great-great-grandpa. It was on Vision Quest.
Y'all are starting to have this conversation. You hear Hood go, oh, that was something.
Did you just go somewhere too?
Told you things were going to change. And that's what we'll stop.
Nice. I was going to pick her up and hold her up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got heavy. I got answers to questions. I get new mysteries now.
You got a lot more questions.
Yeah.
I got a few questions now. So.
Well, internet friend folk alike, thanks for joining us for our season finale.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm not saying we're not going to continue doing these streams, because we're still very much thinking about that. We're just working through some other options and stuff that we can do, because, I mean, this is a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing it. We are still talking pretty heavy about the possibility of doing like audio only stuff, which would be neat for just on the go, less data, stuff like that. But we can get into that next week when we do kind of like another one of those talking to people streams that we're going to do. Yeah. Same time, 6 o'clock. If you all decide to show up and have a conversation, awesome. That'd be rad, because me and JD and everybody going to just be talking. That's easy. Yeah. But other than that, before we sign off out of here, I'd like to turn to the audience and ask if anybody has any questions about anything, about how things played out, roles affected, maybe why we made certain choices, and stuff like that. What is
I can say I was expecting things to go pretty differently. I could have plotted it and had it just be, no, this happens, but I didn't want to do that whenever you made a good roll. And I was, what's the point of having dice if I don't let you roll anyway? So I was like, yeah.
I like we call them story rolls.
Yeah,
I think
like,
that's
well,
what we
do it. Let me just do a check.
That needs to be like on a shirt, right? Just like a bun.
Well, it's one of those that doesn't really fit with any move, but I don't want to just say it's A or B. Let's make a roll for it. If it's above, if it's 7 up, we'll do it this way. If it's 6 below, we'll do it that way.
That's good.
I'm very curious now because I don't have my monster powers anymore.
You have a new theme completely, which also means you get to mark a build up. Tell you levels. But I'm not seeing anybody saying anything in the chat. So I guess on that note, I'm going to bid everybody adieu, farewell, and goodbye until next Sunday at 6 p.m. Everybody, till next time. Peace.
See ya.